Welcome to Uptown Rumble, heavy music in the Bronx. My name is Steven Payne, director of the Bronx County Historical Society. Today is December 5th, 2024. And Gary, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself real quick, just your name and the instrument or instruments you play. And then, I know you played with a lot of bands, but just name like two or three and we'll get into the rest of them as we get into it. But just a brief introduction.
Okay, how you doing? My name is Mr. Garry Lionel Sullivan, born and raised in the Bronx, born in Morrisania Hospital, went to Harry Truman High School, the last recipient of the public music school, uh, what they had program before they axed that due to budget cuts. Uh, Grew up in Corp City, Section 5, do or die, all right. Uh, Bronx Avenue, 223rd Street, Paulson Avenue, Laconia, all that. But from the Bronx, a drummer, learned how to play drums in public high school. My parents had a great music collection, and at the age of 58 years old, I'm still ranked as one of the top uh, drummers. And well, actually, I always tell my mother this. I'm a concert percussionist because that's how I was trained in New York Public High School. Then I became a drummer. So but I'm ranked as one of the top black hardcore punk metal drummers on the planet. Played for The Exploded from Edinburgh, Scotland. This kid from the Bronx came a long way, and so here we are. Respect.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. An honor to for you to be a part of this project. And looking forward to hearing everything you'll share today. So why don't you start off by taking us back a little and telling us about your family history and background, whatever you know about it, how your family ended up in the Bronx, whatever that story is.
Okay, that's like the way you said that. Well, you know, we can go back to Africa, but I can tell you, my people, we were transported across the ocean. The lucky ones that made it past, a lot of people didn't make that. But eventually, my people made it to Charleston, South Carolina, which my family is still in South Carolina. I was happy to visit my people in South Carolina on my recent tour with
Wow.
Exploited. But so my people from South Carolina came through Charleston. I mean, they moved through Geechees, through the swamps and everything. Then we ended up in a place called Orangeburg, South Carolina. It's about an hour's drive from Columbia, which is the capital of South Carolina. So that's where it all started. And this is my mother was born, and my grandmother, and my grandpa Joe, my grandmother Rena, my grandpa Joe. You know, uh, that's where it started. And then from there, my mom went to school there, and of course, she went through all the civil rights crap and blah blah blah. And
Yeah,
especially in South Carolina, still to this day, you know what's up.
that's
And
right.
she moved to New York. She got a scholarship at Hunter College and came here. My grandmother was always first here. My great grandmother was already here, so she came up and stayed with her grandmother, which is my great grandmother. And she built it. All my cousins. We had this connection between Orangeburg and Harlem, you know,
Uh-huh.
and the Bronx, but it was Harlem first because my
Sure.
grandmother moved up, and then we branched to the Bronx. So that's how it started. And my mom met my father, Mr. Arthur Sullivan. I mean, it didn't work out, but at least they were amicable and they were cool. And they were kids, My mom was 20, he was 21, 22. They weren't ready. And, so my mom handled it with the support of my family whatsoever. Then me and my twin brother, Barry, I'm Garry. We were born, uh, you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I had to take my earpiece out, get some balance. So, we were born Morrisania Hospital, raised in Harlem, and then we went down with my grandmother for a couple of years. So my mom could get a game together, and then she met my stepfather, who was a United States Marine, drill instructor, Aurora. It's the upper color respect. My stepdad, Marine drill instructor. So, we had that discipline. And so my mom came to New York and met my father, God rest his soul, and then met my stepfather, Marine, and grew up in the Bronx. Fun times, great times, and I'm here. And that's my story. And then as I moved on in the world, I'm here.
What neighborhood did your family live in when you and your twin brother were born?
uh, Taylor Street in the Bronx. In the Bronx.
Okay.
Taylor
Okay.
Street. You know what Taylor Street is?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. I was born in Morrisania, Taylor Street. My family was in Harlem before we moved into the Bronx, you know. And then from there, from Taylor Street, we moved to my mother and father were together, and I came back from South Carolina. Then we moved to 916 East 223rd Street. That's between
Okay.
Bronxwood Avenue and Paul Deliver. That's in the Gun Hill section of the Bronx.
For sure.
223rd Bronxwood Avenue. At the Bronxwood Towers, you know. That's the epicenter. I went to Olinville Junior High School. I went to PS 21 off to 225th Street, number 2 train line. Best pizza across the street. I went to PS 21, 225th Street between White Plains Road and Barnes Avenue. Next block over was Bronxwood Avenue. Block over was Baldwin, and then the block down the road was Laconia. You got Laconia Park. So grew up in the hood, you know,
For
and
sure.
it's beautiful. Who knew? You know what I mean? I mean, you look at Compton and West LA, beautiful gardens and beautiful vistas, but that shit's gangsta out there. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You know, so it was like that with us in the Bronx. You know, but great people, and grew up a lot of good people. There's this one drummer called Pumpkin. He was the drummer for all the Sugar Hill music stuff. Him and Doug
Okay.
Wimbush live in color, and Doug Wimbush is in living color. But I can tell you something. I lived on 23rd Street between Bronx Street and Baldwin. Then you go down this hill, straight and you go down. There's another church on the right, but there's Pumpkin's family's house. And I live like a block away, but you can hear Pumpkin when you open up his garage door. There's drums. It was blazing. You can hear drums through the whole neighborhood. So of course I go down and see what's going on because I was really affected by drummers and drumming. And you know who was like I was as a kid grew up like move motherfucker, I want to see this guy. Excuse my language.
Oh no,
Yeah,
that's
I
fine.
was
That's fine.
move. And I try to keep the vulgarity down. And we just watching this drummer, right? Yeah, move, you know. He was locked in the gate, his garage door open, but he was just playing. But he was doing all the big Sugar Hill stuff, hip Rapid Delight, all that stuff, boy, all that stuff. So the drummer I'm nudging when I was a kid, and who's nudging me back was Will Calhoun.
Oh shit.
I've
Okay.
known Will Calhoun since Pumpkin's Garage.
That's
You,
crazy.
you see Will Calhoun be like, G-Man and you were like digging on Pumpkin in Pumpkin's Garage. Will Calhoun would probably just say, you'll just pass out. Like, oh my God, who knows that? But also who lived around the corner was Mr. Steve Jordan, Rolling
Oh my
Stones.
God.
You gotta understand the Bronx. I put it this way: the Bronx is the only borough of the 5 boroughs of New York that's connected to the North American mainland. So it
Yeah,
must be something in the water for us Bronx drummers, you know.
that's
You
right.
got Leroy Clouden, you got Steve Jordan, you got Tony Lewis, you got Will Calhoun, you got me, I mean, and the whole bevy of other dudes. And you got the Brooklyn dudes, you got them Queens dudes, you get some Jersey dudes, you get some Long Island dudes. But
Uh-huh.
let me tell you, Bronx drummers, there's something in the water.
That's right. You know who I just learned? I don't know how long he lived in the Bronx, but I know he was like born in the Bronx and there's some Bronx connection. Mike Smith from Suffocation.
There
Uh,
you go. There
you
you
know,
go.
like one of
There
one of
you
the best
go.
death metal drummers around. Also
Oh,
some, you know, like
yeah. I
yeah.
mean, are you kidding me? I mean, like I say, something in the water. I mean, you got Queens, you got Brooklyn, you got all those guys. But one thing I was respected about being in the Bronx to this very day is that I'm from the Bronx. You know, I'm New York hardcore, blah, 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 blah. Queens, Brooklyn, all those dudes. But I'm from the Bronx. That's one thing these guys get. And nobody messes with me. What's up, the Cro-Mags? I was just in Eindhoven last week. We exploited and we're playing the New York Blood Tour. We just jumped in at the end. Everybody's there. Agnostic, Murphy's, Civ, everybody's there. And everybody knew who the fuck I was.
Uh-huh.
Not only being the only black guy in the mix, so what? You know, who gives a hell?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, but and then when I got the exploited gig, it's like a junior NBA. It was like, I've been promoted like, higher than most of them. I'm gonna put it like that.
That's
Okay.
right.
I got assigned to be the drummer for the band that all these dudes ripped off.
That's right.
Let's just put it like that, And I learned all my stuff from them dudes or Metallica or Slayer or local bands. And that's a funny thing. This is great. Metallica's are geniuses. Anti's are geniuses. Slayer, they're all genius. No, them niggas ripped everything off from them.
Yep.
Yep. And that when I'm going back and listen to all the catalog, because Waddy said learn as much as you can, they set this. I was like, oh my God. I learned everything from these rip-off artists, but now I'm the man who they ripped off playing with the creators of the whole thing.
I know.
It's more pleasurable than that. Anyway, I'm from the Bronx, okay? And Waddy and us were coming down from Canada. The tour started in Toronto, and then we did Ottawa, we did Montreal, then we drove down to New York. We played just a club in Brooklyn. It's a club in Brooklyn, very, very famous club, some of them. But anyway, when we came through, we were driving down the 87, coming through, down on the 87, you got the reservoir, you come in, you got Woodlawn, you get the Galleria Mall, the Woodlawn Cemetery, coming down into the Bronx, like in a really deep, important part of the Bronx. And I'm rolling with the Exploited,
Amazing.
And I said, guys, you know where you're at? And I thank Waddy and I hope I thank you guys for bringing me back into the Bronx, because a couple of months ago, I'm just getting back on my feet and everything like that, just deciding my options. And then a couple of months later, we'd Exploited coming down, playing a big show in Brooklyn, Williamsburg, and with these guys, so past the Rising Sun, Yonkers Raceway. This is this point. This is up right there. So we come past Yonkers Raceway, and right across the road up the bridge. Let me tell you, it's a very, very famous old legendary club called the Rising Sun.
Absolutely.
You can ask anybody, and this is why I started with Smokescreen, and everybody played it. Anthrax. Every big metal band back. Let's go back to like 80s. 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
This is where I come in the door. Okay. And the only brother, respect to Walcott Horn and Fishbone, all this, but let me tell you, me, I learned the game of metal. It's like, it's a fun. I said, I'm just as good as these long hair white boys,
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I ain't got that long hair, but I'm metal as fuck. and we live this code, and I grew up in Co-op City, all right? I grew up in Section 5, but my crew was in Section 2, 3, 4, whatever. But it was a huge rock and roll metal scene just in Co-op City. Even Anthrax knew that, which is Charlie Benetti and Frank Bello, who lived in Throgs Neck, which is not that far from us,
That's right.
So they knew about Smokescreen, and they had this black drummer. They had 2 black guys, 2 Jewish guys, and 1 Puerto Rican, and that's the Bronx.
That's the Bronx.
And we played all these metal classics perfectly. If we couldn't play a metal song, we couldn't play. Master Puppets came out. What was Mad? Anthrax was a big thing for us because they're from the Bronx. But Madhouse came out. Among the Living.
Sure.
Metallica, Black, Bright, the Light, and Master Puppets, Slayer, Megadeth, all that. We were on top of it. I was on top. And I said to myself, maybe you're onto something, Garry. There's nothing wrong playing the funk and the jazz, stuff like that. Do something different than people not do.
Absolutely.
Fuck that. Ain't nobody bigger than nobody. Absorb it. And I totally, wholeheartedly, what's the matter with it? fucking 15, 16 years old. And my parents were so cool in Co-op City. We had an apartment on the fucking 14th floor. They let me play rounds and rounds. Let me play Megadeth. I had like
Wow.
Garry, you had 2 hours in the house, and we had this booming system, 14 flights up, and I had until I figured out, don't be so rude, Garry, get some headphones. My parents, but my parents and everybody took it because they were being educated too. This metal shit, you know. And that was my secret weapon because everybody studying jazz and funk and they Simon Phillips and Dennis Chambers and I mean just all the funk cats and stuff. And I was totally into that. Well, like I said, I was
For
trained
sure.
as a classical percussionist. I know music, but I know the music that, excuse my expression, you know, makes my gets me excited,
Yeah, yeah, I got you.
yeah. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
That excites me, it's like, and it was metal, it was like, it was metal, it was rock and roll. I mean, I can tell you the first record, this is a true story. This is what it wanted to be like all the rest of the other drummers. I said, I want to do something different. I said, oh, you guys is playing the same old black soul music, whatever, groove, James Brown. I need something more explosive,
Yeah.
I need a kick, I mean, this Hendrix, which blew me away, which let me know with Hendrix, he let me know all is possible. I said, wow, look at him, man. He's the only one,
Uh-huh.
paratrooper, come on, military, black man,
That's
uh,
right.
himself, a troubadour, true playing from his heart and soul and screaming vengeance, screaming heavy, heavy. And so I could tell a quick story. So Harry is Truman High School, right? I always had this thing for drums. My mother's best friend, she lived in Bronxwood Towers. That's what I said, Bronxwood Avenue. Bronxwood Towers is at the end of Bronxwood Avenue when it hits 233rd Street. Okay? GPS mind, okay? And my mother's best friend's daughter was a drummer, and she had this most pristine Ludwig drum kit, like
Oh,
just sitting there. And they just said, I want to play drums. They had the money to buy a drum kit. I was like, so, and it was Liv. So actually, I was really inspired to be a drummer by a woman,
yeah,
not a man.
yeah.
Okay, and my mom's best friend Lynn, she had this drum kit, and she's a drummer. She just messed around. I said, oh my god! But I was so attached to this kid. So to my mom, I said, Mama, where you going? I'm going to see Lynn. No, I'm going to see Sandra. I'm going to see Cynthia. Right, excuse me, I had to back it up. I said, can I come? And they would let me go. And I would just sit on these drums. I mean, it was an immediate connection to me in the universe.
Wow.
What I'm supposed to do, what makes the comfort that I have, what made me feel so safe. And I had something, and I just kept moving. So it was a beautiful experience to know that I could play drums. And then I kept moving, and then went to Olinville, classically trained. Then ended up at IS 180, part of the whole Truman Co-op City education complex. You
Sure.
understand the big building in the middle of Truman. Then you got 401 satellites around. I went to IS 180. You got one. You got so you got Truman. You got IS 180. You got IS 181.
Uh-huh.
You got 153, and then you got I forgot the last one, but it's so. And all these schools are connected by tunnels that can go into the school underground. So
I've
I would
heard
go
that.
see some
Yeah.
of them. I would go see some of the most, especially this time of year, holiday shows and concerts in Truman High School. Wow, that was the big one, And uh, So I had a knack for drumming. Then I ended up at IS 180. I had the greatest music teacher, Mr. Nathaniel Dixon, Nathan Dixon, Mr. Nathaniel Dixon. He was
Okay.
just jazz cat. And he played baritone sax. He lived in Harlem. He would draw every day to TC kids in the Bronx about music. You know, he was a jazz cat, like deep, bro. He'd be down, sweating it out in jazz clubs in Harlem and whatever, in Philly, whatever. But in the daytime was Mr. Dixon. He took him crap, strong black man, took no shit. But, he said, all right, man. He's like, all right, you motherfuckers, get you together. Garry, get your ass on the damn drums, Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, I mean, I was happy, And so my first music teacher, my first music teacher was Mr. Gorski at Olinville
Okay.
Junior High School. Mr. Gorski was a cool dude. He was this white boy, disco shirts, bell-bottom pants, high heels, had that frizzy hair, bushy chest hair. He was like fucking John Travolta, fucking Saturday Night Fever, okay? Coolest shit ever. My first music teacher. And all right, guys, swinging it, looking like kids. So I was like, what is this? And then after that, we moved from Bronx Avenue, 223rd Street to Co-op City.
Okay. So you were in junior high when you moved to Co-op City then, huh?
Yeah, exactly. I was 13. Then we moved to Co-op City. And that was a whole mind fuck in a way, because now I'm integrating with Jewish kids, white kids, Italian kids, Indian kids, Puerto Ricans everywhere in the Bronx, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, and it's an integration. It's like an experience,
For sure.
Co-op City, hello. Mostly Jewish, Spanish, Italian, Black. And when I moved there, it was the best thing because my order on 223rd Street, most of the white people moved out. So white people, but it was no integration of other minds,
Yeah.
So we moved to co-op, and I was in the school system, and I'm a smart guy, but I wasn't really interested in school. I knew what I wanted to do. I mean, you couldn't fool me for $1,
Sure.
But I knew drums was something I liked, and so it was something I wanted to do. So fine. So I moved to Co-op City, moved to Section 5. I had to go to school, catch the bus every day to Section 4, Truman High School, the whole school complex, 180. Mr. Dixon, mad jazz cat who gave me a shot. And one thing I can always say, all my music teachers took a certain interest in me, Like, Garry, you got something,
Uh-huh.
Every music teacher, any person, I mean, still to say, any musician I work with, as I see something in them, but they see something in me,
Yeah.
And I'm so thankful for that type of attention. Of course, there were people, envious or whatsoever, but I knew one thing. I had it. I said, I got this. So then from IS 180, then finally graduated at a IS 180. Then next place is Truman High School, and they had the meanest drummers, the best drummers. I mean, this is when I got to see like the big stage. I can say the first big stage I ever played, and I never had no fear because that was a big ass auditorium, was the auditorium of Harry S. Truman High School.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever been in there?
I haven't, no.
Dude, it's like, oh.
Wow.
And I know that room well. I mean, I've walked through it all, but it's a big freaking auditorium. And that was my introduction to the big stage.
Wow.
I had this really crazy dream, I guess 2 years ago. I was a drummer
of Judas Priest playing on the big stage of my high school. And they're like, Gary, hurry up, because I couldn't set up my drums on time. Everybody's waiting for me, and that's some weird stuff, right? You know, but that's a big. So I was always used to kind of like the big stage, and I'm from the Bronx, so I can deal with pressure. What's up? Yeah, we had to do whatever when we have to. So I was built. Plus, my dad, my dad is Marine, and my mom, strong woman from South Carolina. So it was always discipline and respect, and it's some black folk stuff. If boy better do it, you get your ass whooped. It was like that,
For sure.
Black folk stuff, in New York, in the Bronx, baby. You know what I'm saying? So
that's right. That's right.
You,
Not
you,
playing
you don't want to
around.
switch. No, hell no. I mean, that's child abuse for these kids that deserve it today. But let me tell you, I got my ass whooped when I did something wrong, and I deserve everything I got. Made me a better person. To tell you the truth.
So, absolutely. What do you know? Well, if you were 13, what year was it when your family moved to Co-op City? Were you like
I was 13. It was 1979.
Okay, 1979. Okay.
It was. I remember it was June 1979, and then I was 13.
I see.
So I was going from Olinville to IS 180 to go to Truman High School.
I see. So your family missed the whole rent strike stuff that happened in the earlier 70s in Co-op City. That was a big to do.
Yeah, but we came in after
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And my parents were smart, savvy. Well, now we can go there. We did finish everything, blah blah blah, and this whole Mitchell Lama stuff and the Trump shit too. They had figures and everything. That.
I know.
Time, Come on, bro. So so we said we go in there. It was the best thing because my neighborhood was getting away to 23rd Street, and they got even with it when the crack epidemic happened and everything. So my parents got us out of there at the right time. So like I'm saying, I got to integrate with so many other kids, different mixes and races that only benefited me. And I had Mr. Dixon as my music teacher. Then I went to Truman High School, and then I met my music teacher, the strong Italian from New Rochelle. His name is Mr. Alex Altieri.
Okay.
He's a music teacher at Truman High School. Taught so many people. It's a tough Italian guy. If you put 32 instruments, you can outplay anybody instrument. Amazing drummer, trombone. He just pick up, dude. He would just be like, "Well, what are you doing? Here's the music. He can't play. He'll get off his bandstand and come over and be like, he goes, bah, 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 bah. Oh, and drums. You're not playing it. He goes, bah, 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 bah. I mean, he go to any instrument and correct you. So I was really taught this really Italian New York style, and he accepted me as his son. He's the only one. He called me Sully, My last name is Sullivan. Hey, Sully, come over here. I was raised by a tough Italian. He said, Sully, come over here. But he also took interest in me too. He used to call me Elephant Foot because I can lay down on that bass drum, And when I left IS 180, but we would always go see these other drummers, and they were good, and I doubted myself, I would say, and I like to do art, but and I was king drummer in the IS and 180, but I said these guys, they're pretty serious. I know I wasn't on that level.
Sure.
I'm strong enough, but I said I'm not going to come in and look like an idiot. And they had this drummer called Reggie Jackson, right? Just like the bass player.
Yeah.
Reggie was a badass gospel soul drummer, right?
Yeah.
Bad boy. And then you had a couple other drummers who were not and this is the difference. They were not in a music program, but they were on the scene. But yet this one drummer, Eddie Torres, respect from the Bronx. Eddie Torres, my man. E.T., Bang Berets, there you go. That's what's up. My brother to this day, the drum aficionado, percussionist, whatever. Eddie Torres, and you had this dude, Garry Jimenez. And Garry Jimenez was a masterful drummer. know, had the chops. He too much attitude. He was Puerto Rican, but he was a bit of racist. You know, he thought he was a white boy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're in the Bronx, and I'm talking about. And Eddie was cool, but Garry Jimenez. He spells his name with one R, so my name with two R's.
Yeah.
Garry Jimenez was a big fan of this really famous drummer in the hood, and he was like legend in Co-op City. In Co-op City, it was like that was when someone went to Co-op. It was like some serious drum shit.
Wow.
I mean, and then I'm like the only brother in the mix, you know,
Yeah.
just grooving, you know. But Garry Jimenez was a big fan of this guy called Al Rubin. Al Rubin was just this big drummer. He played in this local band. They played in the Rising Sun. They played in the Red Eagle. I mean, they played in all these local clubs. And that was really big shit, you know? I mean,
Well, what was their name, that band? Do you remember?
Pegasus.
Pegasus, okay.
Yeah, Pegasus. Everybody loved them. They were like the big metal band. So Garry Jimenez was in my drum class, and Eddie Torres. Yeah, Rob, he was a cool jazz drummer. He was more like he was jazzy, funky white boy, and it was me. I was like, I grew up in my family. R&B, soul, Motown. Come on, group baby. You know, I grew
I
up
was
with
going to
the
ask you
baddest
what your
drummers.
family was into.
Yeah, my parents had the best Motown collection ever. Temptation Stylistic, the fucking Platters, you know. I mean, like a New Birth. If you ever heard that record, New Birth, oh man. So I was educated before I was a drummer. My parents loved drums.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, this is popping. So I was totally into that. So I thank my parents and my Black heritage of music to inspire me to be this funky metal hardcore punk drummer, basically just to be a percussionist.
Absolutely. Did you have your own kit at that point, or were you still using like practice pads and things like that?
Well, that's a funny story. I never had practice pads. I had a pillow and some drumsticks, but I'll tell you a really funny story. I found my first drum set in the garbage.
Okay.
And I had a premonition about it that I would find it in the garbage. Okay, in Co-op City, every Sunday, right? There's 35 buildings within the whole. Do you know what Co-op City is? You know.
Oh yeah, for sure. Been there a lot.
Come on, baby. Yeah, my family's still there. My family's still there. Fucking 4200 Hunter Avenue, right across the street from fucking Bay Plaza. Right, you know, when I'm home, I'm near. I mean, that's my spot, you know, and it's beautiful. And before Bay Plaza was there, it was an old abandoned amusement park. Creepy shit ever.
Freedom Land, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, I can tell you stories about Freedom Land. When I was hanging it, I was so brave as a kid. You can walk from Section 5 around, kill a curb, past the powerhouse, and make it. Or if you're brave enough, you can cut across the Hutchinson Parkway, 2 lanes of traffic, and run into a marsh and run into this abandoned amusement park. There's wild dogs, homeless, just crazy shit to get where you gotta go. I would do that. I did it over 300 times. And even at late night, you know, late, because I knew the path so well. Who would do that? Who would do that? Man, coming from like 3 in the morning, hanging out with my friends in Section 4, I had to go to Section 5. I said, I want to walk around, kill a curb. It's a long run. I said, if you're brave enough, Garry. And I was so brave and stupid. What I made. I would cut through that fucking piece of land, which is now Bay Plaza. A scary, post-apocalyptic, vampire shit ever by myself at night. I stayed on the trail. Dogs chasing me, barking, run through the marsh, get my feet wet, and then cross 2 lanes of Hudson Parkway to them home. I must have did that over 300 times. I made it. True story. And so my partner saying then Truman High School, it was Garry, it was Eddie, all these other drummers. So I was in a music and art program. So I like to draw. And yeah, I said, I'm going to do art for 6 months,
Yeah.
that could change. But all my people from I-180, all the best musicians coming from my school, they all made it into the music program. But me, I flubbed. I just said, I don't know. I'm going to do some art. And everybody's saying, man, why aren't you in the music program in Truman? My God, these drummers are good, but you're just as good, Garry. So I said, it's okay. Let me finish my music and art. Let me finish this semester of art. And I had this really cool stoner art teacher called Mrs. Hammer. She definitely was totally a stoner doing art. I mean, just come on, And I made some art, and she's really good with shading. She taught me about shading and stuff like that. She's really good with total stoner. And I make some art. She's like, you can do this and do that. It looked good, but she kind of messed with my art. But she was great, and I thank her. So, but after I left the art class, I would always pass by the music class. You can hear them was the biggest thing in the build. They had swimming pool under. You ever seen Truman swimming pool? It's the Olympic special.
Yeah. I've heard about it before. I never seen
Yeah,
it
and the music
in person.
class is right above that,
Uh-huh.
Sometimes you can spend the chlorine. You got to understand, this area is a huge complex. If you're going on the 95 up or down,
Yep.
you see that, and it's all connected. Each school is connected underground. It's a complex, right? So I would have to walk past my art classes, and I would hear the musicians and the bands, everything. And then and that was the biggest thing. The music classes were the biggest things. Everybody loved music. So I was peeping my head in the music all popping up, and I could see my friends from 180 going, Owens, giving me this dirty look. You motherfucker, why are you looking at this room? You should be here, Garry. They said, well, I'm coming. So then after one, I was peeping out, and the drummers would sound good. And you had to understand the acoustics, I mean, this school, even in the music class, the acoustics were so amazing.
Wow.
It wasn't just a room. It was these rooms, music rooms constructed so beautiful.
Yeah.
Each music room. And then one day I saw my friend Eddie Brown. He's a trumpet player. It's Garry. What are you doing? At least auditions are tomorrow. So I said, okay. So I decided to give it a shot. But let me tell you something. I didn't slip at all. Even though I was doing art every day, I had my drum set that I found in the garbage. I can tell you that story again. When I was practicing Rush, 2112, the Police, I was like on top of all 80s music. Top drummers. My favorite drummer at the time was Myron Grumback. He was a drummer for Pat Benatar. Sleek, killing drumming machine. And of course, Clyde Summerford and Jabo Starks and Cerrone. You ever heard Cerrone? Cerrone for this Italian drummer. He made
I don't
these
think
big.
so. No.
But he was very influential in the hip hop. Hip hop. What it is very important in hip hop development. And so I was always playing, messing around, So I was always playing, but I was just doing art in the day. So I was ready, and I wasn't always ready. One thing about myself, I always had this Bronx confidence,
Sure.
we walk out of ourselves, and you know how it is in the Bronx, you're walking out in the streets, you can walk into anything, anytime, but you can make the best of anything you want, even though you're from the Bronx. Any way you act.
That's right.
People say, are you from the Bronx? It's been scary. No, it's the greatest time of my life. It's where I grew up.
Absolutely.
Bronx is one of the most beautiful boroughs. Of course, it's very green. We had the Bronx River. We had the Haven. It's a beautiful, and the only part, like I said, the United States and the 5 boroughs that's connected to the North American mainland.
That's right.
So I got big pride in the Bronx. Like I say, thanks for having me. So many, what's for the Bronx wouldn't be here to tell you about it, or escape the Bronx too.
Yeah. That's right.
You gotta know when to go. No, but come on, I'm not saying that, so. But so I said, okay, I'll go try out the music program. He said, audition tomorrow. So finally, after my art class, I knew the music class was over. So I went into the music room, and there's nobody there, but I went in the back. There's a little short Italian man, Mr. Altieri. He's fixing a horn or a trumpet or whatever. Not just being able to play everything. He was a mechanic, everything.
Wow.
From New Rochelle, local, tough guy,
Yeah.
And I said, hey, hi, my name is Garry. I'm friends with Eddie. I'm friends with Melissa. We played in the high school, and I played drums. And they said, oh, you this guy called Garry? I said, yeah. So I heard about you from your friends, and they said, you doing art? I said, yeah. I don't know. But there was a drum set right there. So it was a drum set. So can you sit down? Can you play something? Yeah. He played disco beat. Of course, disco big. People, blah, blah, blah. And they said, just play, I said, okay. And I did pocket, I did groove. Because what I learned from Mr. Dixon in IS 180 was this term called improvisation.
Mm-hmm.
Be free, flow. And he knew Mr. Dixon well. They knew each other, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, there's like a couple of episodes been dispatched from Mr. Dixon from South So they retired. And I said, this and that. And he said, wow. He said, wow. Because he was hating on Garry, Jimi Hendrix, wanted to be this rock star, Puerto Rican white boy, hanging with all these. I mean, there was some racist shit too. I'm sorry,
Yeah, sure.
It's definitely at the time, Yeah, who does N-word, Me, I didn't care. I was just like, I want to do this. So, anyways, Mr. Altieri said, auditions in the morning at 8:00. Be here for audition. He said, because he was so sick of these guys. And that was the only, and they had a couple other black drummers, but I had something special.
Yeah.
I had this spark. He said, be here tomorrow, 8:00. I said, okay. And I called Eddie and said, well, Mr. Altieri wants me at 8:00. I said, that's fucking awesome. Great, Garry. So everybody's so excited because finally I was the one coming in. Well, to practice with Rush and Zeppelin, just Garry Newman cars. Garry Newman. I was just such an 80s music kid. I loved the fucking radio, AM radio too.
Yeah.
WABC, CBS. I had this Christmas present, R2D2 AM radio.
Okay. Wow.
Was the bomb. You can't. I was a big fan of like commercial radio.
Sure.
And plus the old funk stuff. So I was well prepared. I mentioned prepared also. I wouldn't say chops prepared. I always had this.
Uh-huh.
Excuse me. So next day's audition, I come in, and I never forget. It was a full orchestra, and it was the coolest shit ever. And the whole orchestra was playing Star Wars.
Wow.
With a drum solo in the middle.
Oh my God.
I had to listen to him, watch everybody go through it. It was a disco Star Wars. Disco.
Wow.
I was all over it, right? So I watched the other drummers do it, and Brenchie there, the big head gospel, big mouth black gospel drummer. You get Garry Jim, and that's a Puerto Rican, thinks he's sway, thinks he's a Nick Super. You get all these other dudes. And then you got me, right? Truman High School, right?
Uh-huh.
That was it was like 80, 81, 82, 83.
Yeah, sure.
Right? That about that time. And so I come and I love disco. And then they played, and then I played. They went, they did their parts. Everybody played the song. And I killed it. Well, I did well. They were like, well, Mr. Altier is happy. The rest of the guys are like, who is this? This is Garry. Music players from Section 5. Section 5, this is all the, even though it was Co-op City, they consider Section 5 ghetto. It's a co-op.
Yeah. I'd heard people say that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a cooperative, okay? We just have our own section to ourselves. We don't need yous.
Yep.
Section 5, 1, 2, 3, and 4, you're all mixed up, integrated. You're one pony. Just like Section 5, we're one horse. There's only 3 ways out of Section 5. You can come to the front door, Taylor Curb. You can come to the back door to 95, or you can swim home. Get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
Don't fuck with Section 5. Do or die. 5 for life. All right. I'm Section 5 for life. For my people. And let me tell you, in Section 5, they all not but love and supported me. I was the drummer for Section 5. I was the beat master. I was brother gave everybody hope. I was the guy that knocked on the music door when they knew. Was like, yo, G-Man, play that beat. G, play that beat. Garry, play that beat. And then Section 5 was so proud of me, and I was so protected because nobody was scared of Section 5. And I was the only one out there knocking out these dudes from the Valley, knocking out these drummers from Co-op. I mean, we were doing that gangster and with love,
For sure. For sure.
Still to this day, I still have my sword. My people fucking stand up for me. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. And nothing I can do more than to make them proud to this day.
Absolutely.
And now I'm exploiting everything. Like, holy shit, what the fuck are you doing? Because guys, this is Garry playing that. They ain't know.
Yeah.
Rhythm, blues, and soul, who invented rock and roll, who contributed to rock and roll. I mean, rock and roll is everybody's music, but the forefathers, where it came from, right? So there's why Garry playing that white boy music, why you playing? No, motherfucker, this is our shit, It's a bit diluted, but this is our shit. So
that's right.
And at the time, you had Grandmaster Flash and Furious 5, they got over leather and then the dangles and all looking freaky Rick James and leather jackets. I was the same way, but I was metal. So they were cool with that type of they had no choice to, and I put Section 5 on the map as far as drummers. Ain't no drummer from Section 5 as big as me.
Yeah. That's for sure.
I mean, I could say in Co-op, but I just own Section 5 for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my people supported me, made me proud, protected me, supported me. All my metal career, everything, nothing B-52s, everything, nothing but love for Section 5. Still to this day, my mom and my whole family, so.
Wow.
Yeah, Section 5 dudes. And still, this is one of the best things about Section 5 is that we have our own, and live closest, Charlie Van Antique and Frank Bello on the other side, Throgs from Anthrax, So they know what's up. Because you coming down to 95 and you headed up fucking to Boston, Massachusetts, you got to come through, before you hit Co-op City, the first section you're going to pass is Section 5.
That's right.
Then you're going to see the whole plethora as you're up on the 95, as you head up into New Rochelle up there. But Section 5 do with that. You get Pelham Bay Station, blah, blah, blah. So I went and did the audition. I killed it. And they're like, who is this guy? And also, I'm like the new troublemaker, for them. And then we had another. Now I joined the orchestra. Everybody's happy, and program switched from art to music, and so I'm in the mix. And then my music teacher, Mr. Altieri, always liked to have these spring concert and winter concert drum battle.
Okay.
Okay, best against the best. So now I got this name, and Mr. Altieri, he's a smart guy, because Garry, he got a little full of himself. He told us that. So I got the guy. I got Garry. So the drum battle for the winter concert is going to be Garry against Garry. Garry was a bad drummer. He's an incredible drummer, you know. And Reggie was a jazz funk gospel drummer, but Garry had power because it was all about Led Zeppelin, it was about Rush, it was all about the white boy crew.
I see, yeah.
And go up, you know. Okay, you play jazz, you play funk, blah 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 blah. But then I said, I want a piece of this. I want a piece of this metal hardcore Slayer thrash shit. You know, I like it, I love it. I'm the only one. And why not? It's music. You know? So I made sure I would become the most complete blackest metal hardcore thrash drummer on the block of the Bronx. And no faking the funk. Respect to Fish from Fishbone, respect from Will Calhoun, Living Color. But I'm that guy.
Yep.
Like all or nothing. No faking. Will sounds great with Living Color. Vernon, they sound great, but that's not where I come from. That's not.
Sure.
I'm a thrash metal kid, 15 fucking years old from the fucking Bronx. I mean, I grew up on Anthrax, Metallica, Slayer. I mean, if I wasn't black, I have long hair. You know what I'm saying? I was just thinking the mix like all my white brothers and patriots, Puerto Ricans and blacks. And let me tell you, the Bronx metal scene is incredible. You know,
absolutely.
And we had it to we didn't have Queens, we had Brooklyn. You know, we're in the Bronx. And look at Charlie and Frankie, godfathers of the whole fucking scene. You know,
that's right.
You know. And we grew up together. They knew about Smokescreen. That's only black metal kid. John Tempesta from the Jackals, his first metal band. Then he moved on with Rob Zombie, and now he's in the Cult. You know, I seen him a couple months ago around the corner from my house when I live in Hamburg.
Yeah,
and one of the biggest clubs in the hood. The Cult's playing. I was with him in Scotland. I saw a show in Scotland when I was in town rehearsing for the tour. We explored it before we went on tour, you know? So I'm part of this. And look at Charlie Benanti. Hello, big boy, Mr. Anthrax, Pantera. So I come from that school of dudes from the Bronx. And this is what separates me from these dudes from downtown, Queens, Brooklyn, Staten Island, whatsoever. So I'm part of this up north Bronx crew. Bronx metal, Bronx thrash, Charlie, Frankie, you know, Steve Jordan, Will Calhoun, Tony Lewis. This is the crew I'm at. And we always tickling each other online, and we always have this motto called Team Bronx.
Okay.
You know, like Charlie, he's out with Anthrax right now before he goes back out with Pantera, and Will and Steve Jordan, all of us always hashtag to each other as Team Bronx, not Team Queens, not Team Staten Island, because those dudes down there, you know, they're great, but Queens is Queens, Bronx is Brooklyn's Brooklyn. They got the crew. I'm from the Bronx, and this is one thing New York hardcore, and all of them had to respect me from that. All of them. I'm from the Bronx, bro.
That's right. That's right.
That's it. You know.
That's right.
And let me tell you something. They always say about us Bronx guys. They always say, the Bronx, the Queens, Manhattan, Staten Island, Brooklyn. They said, no Queens. Let me tell you, them Bronx dudes are built different.
Yeah.
You know, you can't mess this. Us Bronx guys are built different, you know.
Absolutely.
And so I take full praise in that. So yeah, so that's that. But drum battle, and then you can ask me more questions. But thanks for digging this out of me, because it really means a lot to me to tell my Bronx story. So I did the drum, Star Wars, blah, 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 a week later. And then we did disco version of the Love Boat.
Okay.
Drum battle. So Mr. L. said a drum battle. He always did that. He did that before. And Garry was the winner. You know, he hit the chops, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, basically, hip hop grooves, but I'm good.
For sure.
You know, every breakbeat, hip hop beat. But I didn't have this, and I definitely didn't have the feet that I have. But I was brave enough, and So he said, okay, drum battle, Garry gets Garry. And that was a big thing. It was a racial thing too, because
Yeah.
in co-op, I just had, it's like black guy against a white guy. I said, no, he ain't big white, the nigga's Puerto Rican. but you know, they were hanging on to that. So Co-op City and all the black people on my side. And it was like a school recess, I mean, at Christmas holidays, everybody can leave the classroom, go to the auditorium, see the music program, see how everybody worked, and then it's just drum solo, right? And everybody's waiting for that. It was a legend. Miss How to pumped that. And for 4 years in Truman High School, it started with Garry. There's a bunch of other drummers, great drummers. It started with Garry. And Garry, he was just an idiot. I never felt such hate from somebody in my life until I met this guy,
Damn.
He was, and I'm doing something he loves to do, drummer, but I'm good at it. Just hate. And all those other people fell into it like the mega motherfuckers today.
For sure.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was like, you idiot. And they all against me. I was like, okay, I had my cool saxophone. Ain't nobody gonna touch me. Make people make sure I'm just good. So we did the drum battle. He went for, and what was the song? It was Pennsylvania. Oh, by the way, I now have my own exploded drumsticks.
Oh, damn, that's awesome. Look at that.
And, and we were playing this song called Pennsylvania 65000. And it was like, there you go. It was Pennsylvania 65000. And just like I'm classically trained percussionist, jazz man, drummer. Before I'm into this whole mix, I know the whole shit,
Yeah,
and
sure.
this song we had the drum solo. So we had to go, I think it was 8 bars. He just 8 bars, he did 8 bars. And he came up blazing. And we're on this big stage of my high school auditorium, which is the biggest stage still in my life. And he's crushing this packed, every student, everybody, afternoon, recess. And it was as big as the posters all over schools. I could tell you, growing up in Truman, growing up in Co-op City in Truman High School was like, you ever seen this movie called Growing Up? Fast Times in Ridgemont High.
Yep. That's what it was like, huh? At Truman High School, huh?
Holy, and we all saw the movie. We all knew what it was about. But we like this depiction of a cool high school, and we adapted that kind of lifestyle from that movie.
Wow.
And we were like, that's a Ridgemont High in the Bronx.
Yeah.
It was okay. You got sunny California beach, Malibu. Yeah, but we got the same thing. We got fucking Orchard Beach. We got City Island.
Right. That's right.
We're right by the water too. We just saw a fucking side and we do the same thing. And just the like the mixed race and everything. It was the coolest shit ever. So everybody was, and then we had posters on the wall, drum battle, Garry against Garry. That was,
wow.
It was true. It was so true. And so Pennsylvania 650. Oh, Garry goes, and he's shredded. And I'm like, what am I going to do? So I was known, especially from Sector 5, one of the best breakbeat drummers. I knew every breakbeat of the hip hop generation still to this day.
Wow.
When I do sound checks in some arenas, now I got my full Yamaha gear and everything. I play the most simple old school hip hop beat, which nobody plays this day.
For sure.
Perfect.
Sure.
And I'm rocking arenas halls, and dudes like, what the fuck is that? And one day I could say, my Bronx shit keeps it going. And it's coming back. So Garry went first, he's doing bar, doing per, chop me to pieces. And I come out with I got a big beat. That's what a big famous hip hop break beat, but that's by Billy Squire. So I just come out, I go, this pocket. And the whole fucking room goes crazy. I mean, and then Gary's time to go. And then he goes, now he's burned him, so he's posting himself out now. I'm just playing, you know. And then what's the next beat? I come up with numbers. This is from Kraftwerk before it was, you know, but I do the numbers version, the German version. The higher shit. Just pocket. Fits the whole group, first group. Bam. Everybody's going, bananas. Now he's going for round threes. He's trying to burn me out, right? And then this is when it finished. There was this hot jam called Rockin' in the Pocket. And the only way you can get this only way you can get it if you take the hi-hat cymbal or the snare drum. Because it's a 14-inch hat, it's a 14-inch snare. And I just I was just beating them with beats, none of this chop shit.
That's right.
The most famous beats in the Bronx and everything, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And he couldn't do it, and everybody's like, and they go crazy. And he knew he was losing, right? And then he went crazy one more time. And then, no, I finished him. This was the coolest shit ever. So I just learned how to twirl drumstick, right? From Eddie Torres, another Puerto Rican, right? Famous, right? And twirl drumsticks. So I was, you know, but now, you know, I'm masterful with it. I do kung fu, all this shit with it, you know, but, right?
Wow.
So Garry goes in the speak, everything like that. And I was bored. The crew's like, boo, he's getting booed now. he's panicking.
I
He's
bet.
playing his ass off. He's burning this shit out. And I go like this. Everybody looks at me, I go like this. Murder.
Wow.
And that's when I became drum king, Truman High School.
Oh my God.
He was so destroyed. Because he was giving me all this racist shit, putting this breakdown shit the whole time. I was like, dude, I'm from Section 5. I'm fucking the Bronx, you fuck. Fuck off, you fuck. Excuse my language.
No.
You know, you know, but, you know, I was like, yeah. And he was crying backstage. And I'm still man enough to try to shake his hand, shook his hand. He had tears in his eyes. He's crying. He was crumpled. Now all these white motherfucking metalheads and everybody was like, who is this black dude from Section 5 who just finished our legendary Garry Jimenez?
Now
I'm on the map. All the little Jewish honeys loving me. Everybody's looking at me. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, who is this? If I'm from Section 5, so I'm gangster. Anyway, me and my crew, we ride the bus back home, back and forth every day by myself. Fuck off, you know?
That's right.
So the next day, and that was the school concert.
That's insane.
It's still the parents' concert the next day, and he's done. So, but he got to do it again with me for the parents, which we sell our tickets for.
Yeah.
You know, I'm selling tickets to my aunt and everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in this drum battle, this and that to my mom and everything. And hey, we're gonna be there. We're gonna be there. How much tickets? So, but I can tell you before the night concert, and we still had a day, a class day to complete for that night concert. I remember walking by behind the school with the track yard and everything like that. I mean, you know, everybody's at PE. And I'm walking by, I could see all Gary's friends. I could see Garry sitting in the bleachers so upset, and his friends looking at me like, nigga, you know, just give me some shit. They upset because I brought down a hero. And I was like, you guys can't touch me.
Yeah, for real.
I was like, I mean, yeah, and I killed him with beats, wasn't chops, because if I tried to kill him with chops, I would have lost.
Yeah.
You gotta know your limits, you know? But I got pocket, I got groove. One thing I've been blessed with, it's a good pocket and groove. Like what they exploited. and make them sound more funky and groovy. Like the Cro-Mags, more funky and groovy. But I still
Definitely.
keep it hard. But what I do, I chop the fat off some beats or meat, and I modernize their style. That's what they call me, because I'm a modernizer. You know, I'm gonna keep it right, but you don't need this, you don't need that. Maybe a little of this, little of that, but streamline. You know,
Right.
like
That's
like
right.
Waddy, we were on tour somewhere. We were on tour like through Europe like 2 weeks ago, and Waddy really pays attention to everything, the music, everything. Like he says, "Fuck's sake, Gary, it's fucking some kid from the fucking audience recorded a video, uploaded," and he said, "Gary, this sounds like a record." My precision playing. I'm about precision. You know, I'm not about the.
Absolutely.
So, you know, people hire me to clean shit up. I'm like the fucking wolf in Pulp Fiction. Call the wolf, call Gman. He can sort it out. That's what I did to Cro-Mags, you know. Just for I had two great
Absolutely.
successful Cro-Mags. I cleaned up this stuff. Not that it had to be cleaned up, and I cleaned up the exploited stuff. But I bring some like equal balance. I know how it's supposed to sound, you know, and the precision strike and the click tracks and loops and whatsoever. So with me being exploited, it's a whole different dimension. And like yesterday on tour, I mean, last week on tour bus, Waddy said, me and the band sat down, we had a nice discussion, and we want you to record the next Exploded record with us.
That's
You know,
awesome.
so
Yeah.
and when's the last Exploded record? Almost fucking 25 fucking years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the last Cro-Mag big record before was 20 years before for them.
That's
So for
right.
me to be called in to record with these legendary bands, did it with the Cro-Mags in the beginning in 2020. Now, you know,
I
Waddy
love that
posted
album.
that to me. Oh, dude, do you like it really? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I love the album. Yeah, it's, I think, I mean, I don't know, this is probably not the most popular opinion, but I think other than their first album, I like their first album and
Angel
then the
Bar.
2020 album. They're
Wow, thank
my
you.
two favorites. Yeah, yeah.
Wait,
So
wow, okay,
I can't,
thank you.
I like the second album too. Um, but but yeah, both the first album and the 2020 album just feel like rawer and
Dude,
you know,
one second. Dude, that's amazing.
um I can't wait to hear you on the next Exploited album.
That's crazy, you know. I can tell you, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. We're driving from Germany to Belgium. We're in middle of France. I'm kind of like a late night guy. I'm a Nosferatu vampire for the Bronx. You know? I'm a night guy, you know. And you know, I'm up doing my thing, and chatting with my wife. And Waddy comes. And me and Waddy, we have a great relationship. And we just sit and talk. Sometimes when we just sit by ourselves, we talk. He has this really deep Scottish accent. Now I can get it. You know, he speaks really fast, but when you slow it down in your mind, you kind of say, "It's scary." I'll try to go. Hey, mate, you know, so me and the Bells talk and everything. And, you know, me and Rob, the bass player, we got all these new songs, and the guitar player, we got this new stuff we're working on, and we want to sing these songs so we can make a new record so we can play bigger and better shows. So
That's awesome.
everyone, yeah. I mean, God, Jesus Christ! I can tell you, those New York guys, and I know them. They were hardcore. They were all shook because this brother was part of you guys, but how can I eclipsed them,
Yep,
I eclipsed them all, you know, and I got to be honest about that. I'm not bragging or whatever, but the level I'm on now totally eclipsed what I was on before,
for sure.
and they know that, and and that's good, you know, because I was supposed to be dead, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, but okay, let me go back. So the drum battle, finish Gary drum battle whatsoever. I'm the new guy, whatsoever. Everybody's going crazy, blah 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 blah. So then Gary was in this band. I forgot his. It wasn't Pegasus, but he was another band. He was Al Rubin's friend. So these white guys, Puerto Rican guys, running the whole drum thing, running the
Yeah.
whole drum thing, you know. And then all of a sudden now, I just got Punch Garry Jr. This big hero. Now Al Ruben knows about it. Now all the what's the other dude name? What a dickhead to it. They were so mean to me, But I said that's okay.
Yeah.
Fuck, fuck. What's his name? Rob Tobier, right? Rock and roll drummers. No, they wasn't drummers because of one thing. Is that Garry just used his music program. Mr. Alturi was no benefit. He didn't really study. Eddie tried to study, but he didn't quite make it. And all the other drummers wasn't in the music program.
I see.
I was in the music program, locked and loaded with Mr. Alturi's and Mr. Dixon's support. And then so we had Christmas, we had that day concert, and then the next one was the night concert. And he was done by that time. I had him, and I did my beats whatsoever, but he was always broken, man. But I saw him crying in bleachers with his fucking friends as I'm going past on PE the next day, and it's like the whole world changed. Now it's the kids with Section 5 taking the bus back and forth. I can walk. And now the whole climate around all these white Jewish and all these mixed culture people around changed because I finished this dude.
Wow.
And that was huge. I was like, well, what did they do? Of course, I mean, by default. So we had the a night concert. My parents did everything. Of course, I did my job. And then for the next 3 years, twice a year, I would have to drum battle the best new drummers that came into Truman High School through the cemetery. And I never lost a battle.
Wow.
They were fearful. Because I kept my mind busy moving and, I mean, look at Garry, those guys didn't think I could put some hip hop on. They think I was like a metal drummer or, see this, come on, we're from New York, we're from the Bronx. We gotta mix it up,
That's right.
You always gotta, shift and move and do some shit, and especially we from New York, do some shit nobody expects us to do. That's why who we are. That's why we wear this hat,
Right.
This, and I'm in Germany, Hamburg, I'm running game out here because I'm the real deal, and I rock my style. I'm older, gray, I like it. Ho, 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 I get a Christmas hat, But, I always stuck to my guns, even in the Bronx, even in Canada, to the Lower East Side of Manhattan. I'm playing with every band and all these bands, and then finally ended up in the B-52s, and this is my plaque. I have to show you.
Yeah. Sure.
How many people have a gold plaque? Let me reverse. I knew I better do it first. That's what I just want to do. Okay, it's coming. See that?
Oh, yeah. Yep. I see it. Wow. Look at that.
I went to cassette too, huh?
Wow.
And
That's awesome.
Can't remember any. Yeah. I mean, people have a gold record plaque. It ain't from the B-52s. Me. I do. But so. Never knew it. Unexpected, but after that, moved down to Manhattan, got the Rolls Royce, start digging. How much time we got? We good?
Oh, yeah, no, we're good. We're good. Yeah.
Okay, we're wide open, right? We're good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm just
as
okay.
long as you're still good on time, because I got
I'm good with team, but
this is great so far. Let's keep digging in.
The questions you ask me questions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. So why don't you talk a little bit more about I mean, obviously you're listening to all kinds of music, with funk and soul, and obviously hip hop is all around you. You're listening to that
of
too.
course.
You mentioned Jimi Hendrix already, but why don't you talk more about like your journey into heavier music alongside all the other music you're into?
Okay. How I got to heavy music?
Yeah.
The kid from the Bronx. It was okay. Like I like Gary Newman, Cars.
Sure.
And I was always attracted to this heavy music. I mean, be it theatrics or you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just. But I can say, Truman. One day, I realized I wanted to be a drummer, so I stopped going to class. I was cutting class all the time.
Yeah.
And Mr. Altieri saved my ass because he would see me because I was his guy. I was his ace in the hole.
Absolutely.
So he knew my whole schedule. And so he would go, all my teachers, right? He'd be like, how's Sully doing? Well, he hasn't been in class for 2 weeks. Goes to Matt. How's Sully? Who's Sullivan? Who's that guy? And my music teacher found, I mean, dude, music class was 2 hours, the first subject every day in Truman High School.
Wow.
Right? For 2 hours every day for 4 years in Harriet Truman High School. After that, I was like, I'm going to have a bagel around the corner with my fucking friends.
That's right.
You know, I'm getting a cream fucking donut, chill out, smoke some weed, listen to some music, try to go to science and be like, hey, in every class I went to, like, who are you? I'm Gary Sullivan. Like, get the fucking, you know. Oh, you come to class now? Mr. Altieri, he saved my ass. He would give me class passes, you know? He would sign off on me, you know? And he would see me, and it was like one day, he caught me in the hallway on the first floor. I was always hanging around where I felt comfortable with the music class, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And it was like 6th period. I should be in science by then. But I can't go to science because I haven't been to science in weeks. I can't go there and get my lesson. They got it in for me. I'm fucked. So I'm wandering the hall like a ghost, you know, stoned because I started smoking weed with my friends. And I walked past the art class and they had Sully. I was like, what? Shit, it's Mr. Altieri. Tough Italian news show. Right? What are you doing? I said, I'm going to class. What class? Science. I said, look, talk to your teachers. The only class you go to is music. So get your ass in the fucking room and go in the back room and play drums, practice. That's what he gave me. He would protect me from everybody. You know, he was a gangster. He was a gangster. I would really think, he knew how to talk to them people in school. He suddenly get your ass in the back room and practice. So he let me hide because he knew that's all I wanted to do. And he protected me, especially during the Christmas concerts, the preparation for the spring Christmas concert. Dude, I never went to class. He always gave me a letter. Can you sign this? No problem. You know? So I lived like someone I knew I wanted to be a drummer, you know. And God bless his soul. And you know, and he didn't like a lot of people, just like Waddy, just like everybody I've worked with, you know. They never gave compliments. And the latest is with Waddy, you know, when I joined the band, he said, Garry, Waddy never gives compliments about shit.
Yeah.
He hated last drummer in the staff. But with you, he's praising you to the highest degree. Respect. Because me and Waddy and Exploited, we met and we toured together with the Cro-Mags 2 years ago. You know?
I see.
And so we became friends, you know. But searched me, hey, how you doing? What's up? And especially when I had my heart operation at Montefiore Hospital.
Yeah.
You know, Waddy has the same thing. He had like 4 heart operations already.
Damn.
And yeah, so he's sliced like me, you know.
Yeah.
And I think one of the reasons I'm in the band because I've been through what he's been through, you know, and he gave me a break, you know. He's like, I can make it, you know. All the Cro-Mags are like, you know, Garry's blah 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 blah. No, I just need a reset.
Yeah.
Star Wars, baby.
Nice.
Check this out.
Oh, that's sick. Look at that.
Yeah, it's from my wife's shop. My wife is my wife has one of the best uh apparel shops, cups, mugs, uh paper, very famous now in Christmas season, Christmas paper, ribbons, whatsoever in Hamburg, one of the richest districts in Hamburg for 25 years. And all these cups and all these extra trinkets, stuff like that, thanks to my wife. Truck work, baby. That's the name of her shop. Truck work, baby.
That's awesome.
But so drum battle, 4 years, never lost a drum battle, left Truman High School, a king. Every time I drive past it on tour, coming up and down the 95, I see that and I am so proud. We're coming down with White and I said, you see that high school? For 4 years, I held my drum title. I retired and left a king.
Wow.
And then, okay, any questions?
Yeah.
What do you come at me?
Yeah, sure. So, do you remember? I mean, you were seeing these like white metalheads around and all.
Yeah, right.
Like,
exactly. Let's keep it real. Right.
Were you when did you like start kind of actively listening on your own to some of that music?
Right. I can take it. Look at high school smoking weed, blah 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 blah. So one day, me and my friends were hanging behind the school, because I was this black gangster guy from Section 5 who infiltrated the metalheads at their beginning, so they couldn't fuck with me, and I was cool with them, and Section 5 was cool with me being cool with them. Garry, you cool with the white boys? They treating you all right? I'm like, yeah, everything's good. Don't worry about it. Everything's good. I got it. And and they were friends, and they go to schools and they go to class, but they don't hang out with them after class. But I would hang out with them before and after class, smoke weed. So I was blending in, right? And so, one day after music class was done, got the day off. Said, yo, let's go to my place, man. Hang out. I remember it was this beer called Moosehead Beer from Canada.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And we went to the beer dispenser, bought a case of beer, and fucked off the day. Went to my friend's apartment in Corp City. He lived like the 30th floor, blah blah blah. And like I said, Gary Newman, and I liked the Beatles. I saw fucking Yellow Submarine on TV, whatever. But I like this rock and roll stuff,
Yeah.
So they said, so we got to the smoking weed. The parents are gone. He says, yo, you ever see this guy? And he showed me Jimi Hendrix, Purple Haze, right? I said, no. Who was that? And it was a black guy.
Yeah.
So my friend said, so I'm gonna play this for you, right? Played it. It was Purple Haze. I was like, what the fuck is that? Is that black man? Rock band? So I was sold on that. So they explained it, who he was and what's going on. So that was my education, right? I think my friend Evan, he was such a good guy. And then they played another one. It was Cashmere. That's it. By this time, I'm fucking stoned. I'm on a new level, and my mind is freaking out. What is this? So they put Cashmere, and I can still play all these songs perfectly. And if you go on my IG Instagram page, I do a version of Cashmere, and I kind of made the sound very Bonhamish, So that fucked me up. I was like, what is that?
Uh-huh.
And then hanging party and said, we got one more for you. Hey, you see that movements thing? See, this is my new iPad. If I move,
Yeah, it's like it follows you.
yeah, cool. You get what you pay for, you know. Cool.
That's right.
So then the third one was just don't move and listen, and then put on Tom Sawyer from Rush.
Oh, wow.
So you got to think about the moment, the first downbeat impact of Tom Sawyer. It's bam! It's like a quasar. You can hear all these sprinkles. Bam! It's really. But then, of course, you get these boys, and then they launch it. Then I heard the most amazing drum performance of my life. Wow! I mean, I grew up with some funk and soul and everything, and they got chops. But when I'm listening to this other music, and that's what got me. Tom Sawyer, Jimi Hendrix, and
Led Zeppelin with.
and then after that, but Led Zeppelin, and then after that, this and that, and then what got me into metal, what really caught me was Iron Maiden.
Of course, yeah. Yeah.
Let's just start with Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Killers, Number of the Beast,
Beast for sure.
Clive Barr part, you know, Clive Barr, the original drummer. Paul Diano, God rest their soul. I mean, Morrison Rumor and Genghis Khan, and then Bruce Dickinson came in, and then Nico came in, Nico McBrain came in.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it was smart metal. I mean, I was like, what is this? But I always told a friend of mine, I like crashing cymbals with a power chord.
Yeah.
Some reason, it's just so exciting.
Absolutely.
When you rock it with guitars, just the power of it all, you know. And I know I'm a thunder god. I know from the Bronx, but and then after that, it was after Maiden, then all the metal started, and then there's like, of course, Metallica, like Killer Ball. That's like game changer.
Sure.
And Anthrax, my local brothers, God bless them. You know, they came up, you know, spreading the disease, Madhouse, Among the Living, then there's Metallica. There was also Loudness from Japan. I was a big Loudness fan from Japan.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Actually, for me to become the professional kickback hardcore drummer I am today, I learned it from Minoteka Hiraguchi.
Okay. Wow.
They were doing a lot of and of course that's prevalent in hardcore and driving metal music.
Absolutely.
The way he laid it down, I learned that kind of kickback beat from them. So when I joined the Cro-Mags, it wasn't so hard for me to understand that beat, you know.
Sure.
So I thank the late great from Osaka, Japan, Minoteka Hiraguchi, for really laying it down for me. I just kept going different stuff and metal, and then it's like I'm into so much stuff. One of my favorite bands, Seven does, and you know, of course, Slipknot. And, I'm into all that. You got to stay current though, even though I'm 58 years old. Because what I like is to flip these dudes noodles. How the hell is this brother from the Bronx, 58 years old, still on top of the game? You know?
That's right. You stay current.
Yeah, you have to, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so anything you wanna bring to me?
Yeah,
We good.
sure. So, you know, as you were getting more into metal, did you start like, you know, adopting any of the dress that the white kids were were wearing it all, and if
Of course, everything, the whole thing.
the whole thing, how did your like family and friends in Section 5 react to that?
You know, like I said before, it wasn't so much an adjustment because you had Grandmaster Flash,
For sure.
Furious Five.
Yeah.
You know, the message. They're already rocking bandanas,
right.
leather jackets, and leather pants, and boot. But this was hip hop, you know.
That's
So,
right.
it wasn't such a great departure for them, you know. But in my hood, no, nobody messed with me.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and the whole thing was like, leave the brother alone. He's doing good. He's successful, and everybody see what I'm doing in school. I was a big member, part of the Truman music program, you know, and they knew, and that was a lot of work on its own. So if I'm going to dress like with James on the side, leave me the hell alone. Leave me alone. You good? You know what I'm saying? So, it was so good. It was my love and support, man. Lucky me. Still to this day, big time.
Aside from, you know, all the live performance that you were doing yourself as part of the band, what was your
Yeah.
first like show that you went to?
Oh, that's crazy. A concert I went to?
Yeah.
Like, that's a good question.
Or one of the first, if you don't remember the first, you know?
Oh man, wait. By myself. Okay. I remember, that's not it. It was something else. I remember. This one time, Co-op City. I was working at dry cleaners in Section 4. And it was Iron Maiden, Scorpion, and a band called Fast Way.
Okay.
And I really went to this show. I saved up all my money. Got a tab of mescaline, smoked some weed. It was day before my birthday. I got on the Co-op City Express bus, rode all the way down to Manhattan by myself. Got up on 34th Street, Madison Square Garden, to Bon Jovi, Scorpions, and Fastway by myself. Yeah, it was one of my first concerts.
Wow.
And they made it home safe.
Yes.
You know, on a purple dot of mescaline too. How about that?
Wow.
And then I kept going to concerts by myself. I've seen. Sometimes I like to go to concerts by myself, but sometimes my friends talk too much. I'm like, shut up. Come on, bro.
That's right.
You know, isn't that cool? You're not giving a shit. But I went to see Queensryche and Maiden and Radio City by myself. The funniest thing, when I saw Queensryche and Maiden at Radio City Music Hall, which is one of the most amazing halls in the world,
yeah,
I was freaked out. Years later, I would be playing 2 sold-out shows with the B-52s at Radio City Music Hall.
wow.
Let me tell you, my parents, one of the best things, and I don't like to be braggadocious about it, I just like people realize I'm right.
Yes.
You know, I'm in the right direction. And just basically, let me close my window. Right? So,
yes,
you know,
sure.
when people have to eat their fucking hat, you know,
I
like to, you know, even I got a twin brother, you know, he's just like me. Same, he's but my twin brother is a retired NYPD 45 precinct, retired NYPD detective.
Okay.
Officer Detective Barry Sullivan. 45th precinct, Bronx homicide, Fort Apache.
Wow.
Never shot a gun once because he's that like we are, just these Bronx students, you know?
Yeah.
You know? He had to eat his hat. Like, fuck you. Fuck you.
That's funny.
Like real
Wow.
Bronx talk, you know. It's like, oh, and my parents, everybody was like, yeah, they just worry about me. My dad, ex-Marine, he says, well, you'll be a drummer. He's the fan, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I said, take the fan. You know, I like play drums. You know, I ain't scared. You know, hey, can you give me like 1 minute? Can you stay
Yeah,
there?
sure.
I just gotta run to the kitchen. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
sure.
So we're all this being recorded, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna pause this part
Right.
real quick though.
Okay.
All right, G-Man. So why don't you talk us through how you got hooked up with Smokescreen and what all, your time in Smokescreen was like?
So you know about Smokescreen?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. How I got into Smokescreen was about the drum battle with Garry in Truman
Uh-huh.
High School.
Uh-huh.
And I can tell you when I started hanging around with Garry and them and the crew at Ashloop, Jonathan and Pell and everybody, start, watching the section 5 with my black brothers and sisters in section 4 with everybody else, with the white boys,
Uh-huh.
you know, you know, and there was no beef with my people whatsoever. Like I said, I was uh, culturally diverse, and nobody got in my way.
For sure.
And but I remember there's this band called Smokescreen in the hood, and they had this drummer. His name is Keith Ross, ex-retired NYPD detective, but he used to drum for Smokescreen. And how I found out about Smokescreen because Gary and Pegasus and all these long-haired white boys,
Uh-huh.
and all my friends, and I also had my friends who let me know what's going on, what's the deal, especially Mr. Jonathan Appel, the drummer, uh, a big Rush head, had pretty much Neil Peart drum kit, pinpointed with a China symbol. First time I ever seen the China Wuhan symbol. I said, what's that? And you hit it, you thought you were in China. That's
Yep.
the first time I heard of a China symbol was with Jonathan Appel at his house.
Wow.
He had a little gun and everything. I was like, what the fuck is that?
Wow. Where'd he live? He
Because
lived in the valley or something?
no, he lived in section 4.
Oh, okay. But
He lived in Ashloop. I grew
I
up on
see.
Ashloop, section 4, right in the corner from the market in the public library. Truman High School, not far off. Yeah, so, but he was like, he Jonathan means a lot to me because he's the only white Jewish boy gave a fuck about me, and he wanted to hang out with these cool guys and Garry and all them dudes, but he was a drummer. He had a beautiful family, townhouse, own room drum set, and he wanted to be hang with those guys. He wanted to be with the cool guys, and they kept shitting on him.
Uh-huh.
They never let him in. He had all the gear. He knew Rush better than anybody.
Damn.
He didn't make the cut with these guys.
Damn.
These guys, Garry and Rob Joubert, them some mean ass little white boys. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, just how it is. You see a bully film, a bully movie. You got the
That was
bad
them,
guys,
huh?
the cool guys, and that was them, man. Really mean. So this is why I took up my sword to go against all these dudes.
Yep.
I said, fuck yous,
Absolutely.
and I understand the roots of music now. After my crew introduced me to Jimi Hendrix,
Uh-huh.
and what a troubadour he was, and what a brave black man he was. And
Absolutely.
Jimmy was my inspiration. I said, it's a fucking lie. And then my black people are like, why you play this crazy white boy music? I mean, like, all you motherfuckers are confused. That's how I was thinking.
Uh-huh.
I got it. And only person gonna benefit from my music is the people who are smart enough, not us dummies.
Yeah.
So I took the sword. Okay, I'm a black rocker.
Yeah.
So, so to Jonathan, he's a big voiceover actor in Manhattan. You got to hook up with him. He's really cool. And you can touch him about me. Anything about this story. I've seen his link. Well established. And you know, he was a friend.
Yeah.
And he knew what I was going through. They invited me to his house. I met his parents and good Jewish family, Co-op City. And, you know, and here's my drum set. I've never seen a bigger drum set in my life. I said, oh my God. And when I started, what do I do? There's so much stuff. And then, so they shit on him so bad that he was happy to have somebody as a friend because he knew I was a threat.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we became buds, and he took care of me. He told me the whole game, who was who these motherfuckers are, 1, 2, 3, him. You gotta be with them, Gary. You're in a position, it's like in my day right now with the exploited. I'm hunted. People are looking at me, you know? I don't know where it's coming from. You know, I get all these friends requesting everything. I don't know who you are, but I gotta be careful.
That's right.
And I got people, I got to be very careful now, especially now.
That's
You
right.
know, that was my whole life, but especially now. I'm exploited now. I mean, this is crazy stuff. But anyway, let me go back to that. So Jonathan, make sure I was well informed about what's going on in the hood. You know? And God bless him. We're the best friends to this day.
Wow.
God bless him. He's grandpa now. He's happy. He's true Bronx. True.
Wow.
All right? Gangster too. So he let me know what's up. He taught me about the big drum things. And we were big fans of Neil Peart of Rush. He was a big fan, more than me. You know, he got me into that. And just my friend Lucas in the Bronx. And he gave me a crate of records. It was Van Halen 1. I mean, I learned everything to be cohesive in this environment perfectly. This is one thing people hire me for my job. I'm kind of perfectionist.
Sure.
I can I can move stuff. Say, okay, this goes here. All right, cut that off. Little on that off. No, yes. This is why they hire me, because I can see music.
Yes.
I can visualize, and like I did for the Cro-Mags, and thanks for the respect for the albums I made and Exploding. And so Waddy asked me, because I'm a bit of a crazy guy from the Bronx. I like to have a little drink, I like to have a party, I like to smoke. You know, I work hard, I play hard, you know?
Sure, for sure.
But I'm also on time, business. My dad was a Marine, uh, catching flights, planes, passports, visas, paperwork, getting point A to point B. I make it by myself, and there's no hiccup.
Yeah.
I make it quicker than anybody.
Yeah.
There's one thing you don't have to worry about. I'm not a sloppy businessman, you know, and I always want to be one of the best drummers. And real talk, one of the best black metal drummers from the Bronx, you know?
Absolutely.
For us, for Bronx society. I mean, you know, and I always believed in that, because in the Bronx, I was able to believe I could be anybody I want to be.
Yeah.
And just here I am, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, you know, so we ride strong, we ride hard, and then Hamburger run shit out here. One thing, you're from the Bronx, nobody messes with you. You know, Bronx tell. I always tell them, you know, the saddest thing in life is wasted talent.
That's
you know,
right. That's
we
right.
know, but
That's right. Straight from the Bronx tale. That's right.
Yeah, and you know what freaks them out, which is kind of freaks me out. The way I talk, New York, this and that, and here in Europe or in Hamburg, mostly African brothers, you know.
Sure.
Some dudes faking the hip hop, some faking stuff, faking the hat. You know, I lay in the cut, lay back, you know, let them have that. I'm in Paris, I'm in France. I mean, I'm walking down the street. I mean, I get these little German hip hop niggas saying, "What's up, nigga?" I'm like, I'm gonna let you pass. I don't think you know what this hat means.
Yes.
why I wear this hat. This is my birthright. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And I'm so happy to see we've become a phenomenon of world culture.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I carried it. I carry this sword. I carry these swords. Hi, yeah, yeah. Tried and true and happy. And you don't gotta see me, you know about me, you know. But it's again when I talk to you, it's like I'm in a fucking Scorsese movie. Or why you talk like that? I'm like, what the fuck do you mean you talk like that? Yeah, I'm from the Bronx, nigga. You know? And sometimes I gotta put the N-word in it in a good way. To
For
check
sure.
people because now they're getting hip to everything. Let me tell you,
Sure.
how old are you?
38.
Wow, you baby. I'm
I
20
know.
years older. That's okay, but you're a wise man. But think of the years you have to get to my age
Yeah,
of knowledge and Bronx strength now, right?
for real.
Right.
For real. For sure.
Ain't nothing but a pork chop, you know? So,
That's right. That's right.
you know,
Um,
so yeah,
well,
go ahead. Come
well,
on,
yeah.
come
What was the first show that you played with Smokescreen?
on. I can remember that immediately. First show was Smokescreen was at the Rising Sun
Okay. Yeah.
in Yonkers, right up the Yonkers Raceway, off 87 coming down. We played that club many times. And let me tell you about the owner, the boss. His name is Mo. Mo. His name is Mo. I'm going to talk. Hey, I'm Mo's gangster. Hey. Yeah. And Mo from the Rising Sun, he hooked everybody up. He loves everybody. You know, good man, strong, tough, old. I believe he's Italian. He could be mixed Irish or whatever. But he had this club and he let us play. Ask Charlie Benente, ask Frank Bello, ask any old school heavy metal, whatever, about Mo from Russian Son. No, but love. He was like Hilly Crystal CBGBs.
Wow. Wow.
Hilly and Mo. It's funny that it hits me like that because these were the only two white men who let me in their establishment and play drums and believed in me.
Wow.
And it was Mo, and it was Mo from the Rising Sun, 87 Galleria, Yonkers Raceway Club, the Rising Sun. And because I could take growing up in the Bronx, we've been through enough shit. I'm Rick James, bitch. I can be whatever I want.
Yeah.
I
That's
can
right.
touch metal. I can be with my Puerto Rican Jewish brothers. I can do what I want because the Bronx and New York gave me that. And which I think back and thank you for pulling these things out of me, which is a beautiful interview. What transcended who I am and the freedom I am and strength for us in New York. No matter what's going on in the States now, who won, who lost.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm a kid from Krypton and now I'm a dual citizen. You see my ring, right?
See that? Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I'm a dual citizen. My wife's from Hamburg, Germany. So I have all the rights she has. She has what rights was left in America for her.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
and for me to be exploited and to escape the whole New York hardcore, this is very important for my business. For me to escape the whole, I mean, I love Agnostic Front. I love Madball. I love Secret World. I love New York hardcore, tough white boy, blah, blah, blah. But like I said, from the Bronx, I'm not from Queens. I'm not from fucking Brooklyn. I'm not from Staten Island. I'm
Right.
not from that. You know, I'm born and raised in the Bronx, right?
That's right.
And forever. That's why we're having this conversation that we own a big part of the nest because we're part of the US. That's pretty cool, right?
That's right. That's
And we
right.
keep this shit real, you know?
That's right. Do you remember, I know you talked a lot about like getting into metal, but when
Yeah,
when
yeah.
when was the first time that you like kind of became aware of New York hardcore?
Okay, good question. Because I can tell you something. I was fearless from the Bronx. After all my shit uptown, Smokescreen and my metal, just training and go cool, Super Saiyan training. It's true. You gotta hear this story. Finished Long Island, I finished Yonkers, Uptown. Now it's time, Garry, go downtown.
Yeah.
And see what's up. So I come downtown and I'm in this like really kind of funky, bluesy, rocking, long dreaded 4 black people band called Faith, like reggae rock.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Love it. Right? Greenwich Village, St. Mark's, First Avenue. Dude, that was over. You have no idea. So I joined this from the Village Voice because I said after Smokescreen. Okay, Smokescreen. Okay, I remember you. Okay, how do I join Smokescreen? They the hottest people in the hood. I'm just hanging around Section 4. My friends are like, yo, those are cool. Because this is first time Ridgemont High stuff, okay? So they're like, yo, they're the coolest guys. Yeah, coolest band. I'm like, with PCOs, leather, shaking hair. Rick James with the only black guy in the band, Eddie.
Uh-huh.
And Eddie was the man. I was so proud of his brother. I said, this black man is like fucking Alex Van Halen.
Yeah.
Doing PCOs, he's totally mixed. And he had Jerry curls. but dude, he was Eddie Evelyn of fucking Smokescreen.
Was he from Co-op City too?
Yeah, Section 4.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Section 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Because some of them were from like Pelham, like just like.
Well,
North,
he lives there
right?
now with his wife, but he's from Co-op City, Section 4.
Wow. Okay.
So anybody can say, well, I know, and he lives with his wife. He's up Pelham, finished, retired, phone company, telecom company, wire layer, cable layer.
Yeah. Sure.
You know, one of those in the hood. It's Eddie put his work in, and one of the best guitar players. And Eddie, like Hendrix, was the only guys in the hood that I can relate to. I had Jonathan, the big kids. I had Garry, hate niggas. I had all these Puerto Rican niggas hate me. I got my crew in Section 5. Love and respect. Man, I had love all life. But God tell you one thing, I expect love. I give love that I respect back.
Yeah.
I can handle anything with anybody because I'm from the Bronx.
Yeah, for sure.
And we're not but love and respect. We've been through enough. Amen.
Amen. Yeah.
Like that.
That's
and
right.
I'm a man of faith. I'm a man of belief. I'm a man of positivity. So all the haters can fuck off, in a way. So I think the reason why I was around all those good people in my life is because I will not tolerate being around bullshit people.
Yeah.
And they see it. I think my weapon is my eyes, So I get the shades on. But my eyes, New York. Yeah, but I know to talk to people, and this is my game. I learned this one essence of style, just to know to talk to people. Okay, I'm this guy, big boy, blah, 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 blah. But in the end of the day, you're gonna talk to people because nobody gives a fuck. I've been in places by myself. Who gives a fuck who I am, where I'm from? I gotta fight my way out of it. Or I can talk my way out of it.
For sure.
And not like a pussy either. But look, talk like a man. So I'm good at that. I may run Hamburg anyway. But what changed me to metal? There was a lot of things. The Rush was in the beginning. I think when I heard the thrash metal was Kill 'Em All,
Yes.
they put me on board. And I was like, what is this? And moved on. And but I wanted to be not like this novelty drummer, you know,
For sure.
not like I said, Will Calhoun is or these black. I wanted to be just as normal as them in what world is. I wanted to be a beast drummer. I mean, I get respect from Benanti. I get respect. I mean, I guess I get from. I get respect from Vinny. I got, you know, I want to just be this New York guy,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's it. You know, I'm from New York. Wherever you're from, and I got brothers who will follow me and friends, and they're brave enough now to do it. But I came from it,
Uh-huh.
and you came from where you came from. But I'm so proud to represent the Bronx and Charlie and Frankie, Steve Jordan, Will Calhoun, Tony Lewis, like real bangers. And for me, and they'll support me. We chat all the time. They support me, and they're happy for me.
Yeah.
You know, I should be dead. You know, I had a heart surgery last year. You know, and
Wow.
within 1 year, I made it back. And
That's amazing.
not that I made it back, but I made it back bigger than I left, bigger Cro-Mags, bigger than New York hardcore. I came back as a drummer, as exploded.
That's right. That's
Fucking, and this is what kills these New York guys now. And I'm away from it, dual citizen. I'm out. May that be a lesson. I can tell you, this guy saw me last week with exploited wettiness. He said, Gman, what are you doing? I was like, what am I doing? What are you doing? You know? And I didn't get to check them all. Stigma, Gestapo, all of them. Biohazard, my brother's, you know, I can tell you, Danny, my brother, Danny Schuler, drummer of Biohazard,
Uh-huh.
Bobby, I was with all of them last week. And they've been waiting to see me. Walter, Ryan, Walter, Marshall, Ryan, all of them dudes are waiting to see me. The only black dude on the fucking scene in Eindhoven last week.
That's
And
amazing.
they were waiting. That was crazy. I was ready for it, but I had to finish it because right now, tonight, I tell you a funny story. Spiro has a Cro-Mags and Murphy's Law. And what's this fucking in Jersey? Right now. I mean,
Yeah.
What Star Room Ballroom, Starland Ballroom tonight. And you're home talking to me, but I can guarantee you with Harley and everything that happened before. Did you see Gman last week? Yeah, we see Gman. I hope he's crushed it. Yeah, so I love Harley, but he's got to learn, and the crew's going to be. We saw him last week. He's good. They're killing, they're crushing. He's moved on, married, emperor. And let me tell you, New York is my love and my home. My home is Hamburg City. You're well welcome here. Anytime you come here, I got you. Trust me.
That's awesome.
And Edinburgh, Scotland.
Yeah. Yeah.
And let me tell you, it's an operation machine. I escaped from New York, the whole New York scene. I still have it and come home when I want. And so what? But my machine and the band, I want to be the drummer for the rest of my life. After recovering from a heart surgery at 15 years old, exploded. Edinburgh, Scotland, they gave me the Harry Potter kingdom. Do you know how enchanted and mystic? Fuck London. I love London. I love UK. Edinburgh's the bomb. Harry
Wow.
Potter series, it's a beautiful place. And then I live in Hamburg. But let me tell you, all of Exploited's business is handled by the Germans.
I see.
I live in Germany. I'm from New York. And these people who I work for, who are the bosses, are from Germany, Freiburg. So I'm booking and management is in Freiburg.
Wow.
Booked by people who've been pushing Exploder for the last 50 years almost.
Amazing. Yeah.
And I work with these people with different bands, TM, Cro-Mags, whatsoever. So it's a perfect fit, you know? And they were freaking out. They were like, wait. You got no drummer? What's his name? Garry Gman, Cro-Mags. And this is before Cro-Mags. I was working with other people.
Yeah.
He got a good guy. It's just a perfect fit, you know? And so our operation is Germany and Edinburgh, Scotland. That's it.
Wow. Wow.
It's good to be away from just Trumpism was about to hit.
Yes, it is. Yes, it must be.
Yeah, keep going.
So I know that I've heard of Smokescreen playing maybe a couple of Battle of the Bands, like maybe at Lehman College and things like
Yeah. Wait. Okay. You asked me a question. How do I do a Smokescreen? So check this out. I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's fine. That's fine. The
okay, just keep going. Keep on. Yeah. But you know what happened was this is battle. It's the drum battle at Truman High School, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm on the scene. Right. Let me go back to that because I kind of you pulling so much out of me. Thank you for that. Because Jonathan, who informed me about who these motherfuckers are, they don't like you, they don't like me. And me, Jonathan, just genuinely liked people. And he gave a fuck about me. And he was much more knowledgeable about drumming, the drum scene, than I was, because I was stepping into some territory. And so, okay, so I can remember one night we're hanging with Ash Slope in Co-op City, and we're hanging out, and Smokescreen comes through, the coolest band, and we're in spandex and cool shit. You know, you can fast time preach, okay, but and I'm like, wow. And Keith Ross, the old drummer, he was with them, right? And he wasn't really a drummer. He had the look, but he wasn't in the music program.
I see.
You know, if he thought it was as good he was, he should have been in the music program. Yeah. Prove yourself to Mr. Altieri that tells you you're a right? All right? Of course, everybody's scared of this music teacher, but he was signing papers for me to keep practice. That's gangster. So what happened was I saw Smokescreen. One day I saw them, and I knew Keith was the drummer. And I knew he wasn't a good enough drummer. Because I remember we're in this shop called Photophonics. Bartol Moore.
Okay.
That was right. It was a big 2-story game-playing video game monster place. Photophonics, close to the cinema, around the corner. I'm talking about Co-op City Center. Yeah, you can, and he knew it was a threat. We became good friends. I don't know why he befriended me, because he wasn't interesting to me. You know, he wasn't interesting to me. But he knew I finished Garry Jimenez, right? Everybody knew that. This guy, this black brother from Corpse, Section 5, is a finisher. And I'm hanging around with all the white chicks, all the Puerto Rican chicks, all the chicks like me now. They're like, who this nigga from Section 5 shit? Yeah, I'm gonna speak true, okay? I mean, you can believe whatever.
No, not at all.
Okay, so they see me. Yeah, I know where I come from, man. I'm like I said, I'm running through fucking old, burnt down, fucking freedom land, crossing the mush. You know, hits 2 lanes, 6 lanes of fucking hutch. Huh? Who does that? So I'm coming back every day. So he see me, and I always knew my power. I never got power, and I don't impose my power. Fuck around, you find out.
That's right. That's right.
Fuck around, you find out. So, I saw him one day, and kids wasn't walking them, and they're walking across the Greenway, right? The Greenway, just remember that. Hold that. The Greenway is an access area in Co-op City, Section 4. This big, huge Greenway you can walk. You got baseball fields, you got this, you got the everywhere. It's an expensive space, and you can walk from Section 4 to Section 3 to Section 2 to Section 3 and Section 1. Like I said, from Section 5, right? So we're by the water. We're not dumb bodies.
That's right.
Right. Anyway. So they walk in the Greenway. And I was like, I was such a metalhead. I was such a rock freak. I was such, and they were cool guys. And for me, I always had confidence. Maybe I told you guys, I don't know, I'd just say, hey guys, hi, I'm Garry, how are you? Because me and kids have been friends. I knew Keith was a good drummer for them. I saw the show. He wasn't drumming. He wasn't the music program.
Yeah.
He's a poser.
Yeah.
He's still only going to bring you guys down.
Yeah.
So I took the balls, not like I'm stabbing my good friend in the back, but like I'm really, and this is my first hard-on metal and hardcore. I mean, they were covered by my Metallica, back, point on point, really exact musicians. Nobody's fucking around. The elite and the heroes of Co-op City. And that's it. You know, I made it Mr. Altieri, I made it Mr. Dixon, I made it, and let's keep going. And I'm on the hood. And I say, hey, yeah, I'm Garry, yeah, got a friend. You know, suck on niggas dick. Hey, right. And yeah, and they walking so calm and cool, of course, cream with piece you fucking bitch. What this, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I said, I would like to play with you one day, right?
Yeah.
So here I am, Eddie Toledo, you know, black metal motherfucker. And then gets the other black guy coming up and saying, I want to play with you guys. Of course, Eddie's gonna be like, who's this guy? He wants to play in a band. He's black. It's real talk. Yeah, let me tell you one thing about me that make it easy for us. One of my favorite comedians is David Chappelle.
Okay, sure.
And I speak this type of humor, this style. Non-offensive, but impactful in ways, you know what I'm talking about. So back to my Chappelle's Smokescreen story. So, hey, like you guys, make it whatever, brother. So, fine. And that was what it was. But when they saw me smoke Gary Jimenez's ass in fucking Truman High School auditorium, they said, is that the same guy that was trying to talk to us 2 weeks ago? And Jeff Kusner. Yes, it was.
Wow. So that's
right. So how did the tables have turned? It's rough, right?
Wow.
I walked away from it, you know, because I thought they were rude and not whatever. I mean, they didn't know anything about me. And then they were all front row, you know, because they were the biggest rock band in Truman High School. First time in Ridgemont High. Keep that in mind. First time at Ridgemont High in the Bronx, and they were front row, wearing naked pieces, leopard skin, I mean, fucking goddamn Eddie even looked like Rick James, you know. This is cool shit. And this one, this Prince shit was jumping off. Rick James pimping
Yep.
off. And Eddie was smart about it, you know. And Eddie played metal. And Eddie's still ready. It's one of the best guitarists I ever played with, you know. So I approached them. They said no. I smoked Garry. And then John just said, yeah, they want to meet you. And this would you like to join the band because I smoked Garry Jimi. And Garry Jimi was the threat, the Puerto Rican threat.
Uh-huh.
He wasn't white, he wasn't black, he was Puerto Rican. I'm gonna call it like it is. I'm sorry.
Sure. No, that's
You
true.
know, he's just running for everybody because you know he got arrested for postal fraud. He was stealing money orders from the post office.
Damn.
You know that he has a record. And he stopped playing drums. And I heard from true facts, yeah, he's stealing fucking money orders and co-op city and tries a loop.
Wow.
And he did it to himself, you know? So look at him and look at me, right?
Sure.
Karma's a motherfucker. So they said, you want to audition? This is a really funny thing. The rabbit hole is so deep. So interested in me whatsoever, and you want to come to a rehearsal space. And they were rehearsing in North Avenue in New Rochelle,
Okay.
right off of the shopping mall,
Yeah.
right across the street. Hendrix was rehearsing there. All the big
Uh-huh.
bands, North Avenue. I forget the name of the studio, but it's right across the street from New Rochelle shopping mall, right? So
Yeah, I'm trying to remember because I know other people have mentioned that studio before too. It's
yeah. It starts
kind
with
of
an A.
off the top of my head.
I
and
forget, but
yeah, me
we
too.
know shopping mall. We know shopping mall North Avenue, right?
Yeah.
New Rochelle. All right, so we can start from there. So that's where that spot was. And Eddie had this little beige Datsun car. And this is when this Fostex tape studio, this little box, Fostex
Uh-huh.
cassette recordings, just one of the first independent recording brands called Fostex. And it's been done by cassette. And this is the first time I heard about Metallica. And they said, and it wasn't a test if I could play the songs, but they wanted to record this song by Metallica. It's very current on a Fostex tape recorder.
Uh-huh.
It was called The Four Horsemen.
Oh, okay, sure.
And one thing I'm hired to this day or whatsoever, I have a brain that can cut the fat off of bullshit.
Yeah.
And I learned this song from driving from 65 in Co-op City to pick me up to, because by the time I was proficient with my style, my belief, I learned Four Horsemen in 5 minutes.
Wow.
6 minutes. By the time I got to the studio, recorded it, and they on the 5 second, when they played it back, it was like perfect, just like the record. That's the one thing. And then after that, Smokescreen became a big hit. We were playing Rising Sun, Red Eagle, which is in Charlie Benetti and Frankie's hood, Bronx Neck.
That's right,
But
on Tremont Avenue, right?
Absolutely, it's legendary. Are you kidding me? It's my backyard. But and every club, but for me, Rising Sun and Red Eagle. You know, so this is where I come from. So I'm not a kid from downtown. I followed them to respect and love, but you know, Uptown Bronx, Charlie, Frankie, everybody knows that. So, question to you.
Yeah, sure. So, well, you mentioned I was actually going to ask you if you played at or went to that venue on Tremont. So I'm glad you mentioned it. but
Yeah,
just
Ready Go, of course.
just wanted
Yeah.
to see, like what other bands do you remember that were playing like heavy music in the Bronx at the time? I mean, obviously Anthrax is around. You mentioned Pegasus already. Are there other
There,
bands?
yeah, there was Talus, Billy
Okay.
Sheen. There was TT Quick, one of my
Okay.
favorite. Red Rich Choir.
Uh-huh.
Uh, like so many. Yeah, but this for me coming in this from but this that old school Red Rich Choir, TT Quick, um, as um, as far as no, nothing.
Do you remember a band called Cold Sweat? Did you ever come across them at all?
Not really. To be honest, Cold
Yeah,
Sweat
yeah.
from the
Yeah.
Bronx, from New York.
Yeah, they're from Co-op City too, but I mean, there's tens of thousands
Cold
of people.
Sweat, Cold Sweat.
Yeah, Cold Sweat. There's tens of thousands of people in Co-op City, so
But yeah, but what year? Support
so I think they started playing in '83. Um,
Cold. Yeah, it's funny. Wait. Yeah, give
uh,
me the years. Put together.
let me
Yeah,
see.
I
And
remember. I remember now. I remember something. Cold Sweat.
they they've kind of played, they're very influenced by like Motorhead at first, so that's the kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuff they were
Yeah.
playing, like kind of metalish, kind of punkish, kind of stuff. But let me see. I'll give you some of their names: Russ Mate, Warren Kit, um, Keith Haas,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Rich Casali. Um, I think they were slightly younger than you though, so that 2 or 3 years when you're in high school makes all the difference in the world. But
Yeah, but
yeah,
but now you said yeah, it does ring a bell. I don't remember each name individually, but yeah, I
well,
mean, pick up.
1981, that's when they started playing together, I guess. But they're just kind of you know playing more casually at that point. Um, but yeah, I just talked to them pretty recently. Then another, I mean,
Send them my love. Hello.
I will. Then another band, some of the bands you mentioned, I've been, I've heard others mention as well
Yeah,
too. But
but you know Gary. You know Gary. Billy Club 7.
absolutely,
That's my dude.
absolutely, yeah, he's such a good dude.
I mean, he's yeah. That's my man. Yeah,
Another band,
Mr.
this
Mother.
band is pretty. I think they were pretty obscure at the time, but I've been asking people if they ever came across them because I'd like to find them. This band called The Unjust. Did you ever come across them?
No, not really.
They started out as like just straight up, like kind of first wave of New York hardcore. Like they were playing, when Agnostic Front got started and all that. But then by like the
From the Bronx. From the
yeah,
Bronx.
yeah. But they're
Oh
I
yeah.
think they're
Well,
from Throgs Neck. But then
Bronx. That's my home. Yeah.
but then by the late '80s, they were more like just straight up speed metal. But but yeah, and I think it was at least mostly Puerto Rican dudes in that
Yeah.
band.
Yeah. It's the
Um,
Bronx. So respect.
but
Respect.
yeah, anyway, there's so many like bands, and I guess since there's really only you know the one venue that metal bands would play in the Bronx at the time on Tremont, and then of course in Yonkers.
Ready to go. Yeah.
I you know I
And ready to go and Rising Sun.
yeah. I think
That's how I
there's
that's
some
how I
bands in
came
the
into
Bronx.
the game.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. I think there's some bands in the Bronx who probably never met each other because they were playing, more of the downtown venues and didn't even know that there were other bands around, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened with the Unjust. I think they were more downtown than anything else. But yeah, also wanted to see uh like I think it's pretty cool. I mean, you didn't have any overlap with him, but the fact that Paris Mayhew, he's from the Bronx, and you're from the Bronx. Two Cro-Mags, at least two. There might be others from the Bronx, but I know at least two. Over the years, that's really cool to me. I mean,
let me tell you one thing, okay? No matter, it's real talk, Mr. Harvey Flanagan. No matter how much bullshit he talks, he's a tough New York hardcore motherfucker. Paris Mayhew was born in the Bronx. I was born in the Bronx. We're gonna talk about New York hardcore. Harley was born in San Francisco, so we can fuck off with that. And you need to know that. You can question it. You can say, well, Mr. Flanagan, where were you born? He talk all this new hardcore shit. Where were you born? San Francisco. And it's not wrong about San Francisco. Hippie mother and all that other shit, It's right. You come to New York, want to take over because you're being bullied and beat up at your little fucking gimp.
Yeah.
You're born in San Francisco. Don't ever touch New York. Don't touch the Bronx. Let us have this. Stay where you're at. You live in New York, you live in Manhattan. You're out on tour right now. You're opening for body count tonight, but always remember where your bread is buttered. And this is the point I had to make to Mr. Flanagan, now exploited. The truth helps. That's it. And I'm not shitting on nobody, but don't shit on me.
That's right.
From the Bronx. That's it. Anyway, continue. So anyway, so let Harley tell niggas nothing. Sorry. That nigga born in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Fuck Harley. He shitted on me in the end. It's okay.
Yeah,
it's
I
okay.
know.
But anyway.
So
he's where he's at.
I know there's so much more that you could talk about. You could talk about the B-52s. You could talk about.
Yeah, we could talk about anything. How much? My wife's. I put my wife to bed. I'm up.
Okay. All right.
We can download all the shit we want. My wife's in bed.
All right. All right.
I'm in my man cave. I bought this. Check this out. I bought this really cool. That's some cool shit. That's I bought this really cool East Pack suitcase.
Oh, nice. Nice.
$200 in Germany. For travel benefits, travel comfort. That's my latest accomplishment.
Wow. So why don't you talk about, what bands did you play with after Smokescreen and I'm sure there's bands between Smokescreen and B-52, but walk us through that process, how you eventually started playing with B-52, which is incredible.
Yeah. Thank you for documenting this. Actually, I was a drummer in B-52s before. I was a drummer of Cro-Mags. The reason why Cro-Mags found out me because I was drumming B-52s. I'm this guy from New York. I'm New York, tough street, just in New York, mind my business. And, and funny friends tell me in Europe, astounded by my game. Did you do it? That's it, you are. It's word of mouth and being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
And the word of mouth and how hard I worked in New York. I was working hard, but I was enjoying myself,
Sure.
And it was a special time, you got to understand. And late 80s, early 90s, how I really got my game.
Yeah.
Because I didn't give up. In New York, it's my home, and I was lucky to be born in New York to have opportunities that was bestowed upon me. You understand?
Yeah.
I was born at the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. And my friend says, "How did you make it?" Well, I said, where you from? He said, I'm from Beaumont, Texas. I'm from Kansas. Well, now you got to make a decision if you want to move to the East Coast, which is New York, or the West Coast, LA. You want to go to Boston? You want to go to Chicago? You want to go to Atlanta? But for me, I was born in the Bronx in New York City. I was bestowed a gift,
Yeah.
and don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants what you got, and you were born there, Garry. So understand that, and I realized that, and I took full advantage of that, you know. So I made my career local in New York, but I always tell my friends, imagine you live in a place with all the best musicians in the world
Uh-huh.
flying into your town to make their career when you have a life and a career here. So do something, you know? You
Yeah.
know? You should, and you're from the Bronx. Don't be a fucking idiot. You're from New York. Everybody respects the way we talk, the way we walk. I mean, you were gifted, Garry. Don't fuck it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
My mom told me last week, after that guy, the orange guy won, I'm a dual citizen. It's funny. Everybody's like, Gman, you made the right decision. My German friends fed him over here. I didn't fucking know.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But I felt my heart. I love my wife. And let me tell you something. Besides my career and my drumming and everything, the respect I got for the Bronx, I'm happily married, settled in Hamburg, Germany with my wife. I can quit this whole game, and me and my wife can walk the fucking river in Germany forever. I'm
Yeah.
safe, solid, my flat's paid for, and recovering from heart surgery. I can groove again. I can play drums again. I can be Garry again. But these last 3 years has been very challenging, but I made it, and I'm just thankful where I come from, New York City, the Bronx, living happy in Hamburg. And anytime you go to Hamburg, holler Gman, all right? But I'm really appreciative that I can still play drums, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And then after my near-death experience, and my breakup with the Cro-Mags, 25 years of no-go watch, I reemerged out of the ashes. It's Phoenix Point 5, but exploded, from the Bronx. So I'm very happy and appreciative of God's grace.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
but I put that there like that. Real New Yorker. Harley Flanagan's born in San Francisco. Almost remember that.
That's right. That's right. Well, you've kind of woven answers into this question throughout, but just to ask you again, give you
Yeah, of
another.
course.
Um, how would you say the Bronx shaped you musically?
Mm. Everything. I can first say musically from the uh, New York music program.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I can tell you. Okay. So, got music and art. You know music and art in New
Yeah.
York?
Yeah.
I didn't make it to those schools. I didn't make it to art and science. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't make it to these privy local New York establishments of beginners, but I come from Olinville Junior High School, IS 180, and Harry S. Truman. And they had just the same and beneficial music programs, And I'd have to be downtown Lincoln Square. I'd have to, around that because there's too much. I was happy to be brought up in the Bronx, best musical, tough guy Italian teacher, best jazz, Mr. Dixon, jazz cat, man. I was raised by the best in the Bronx in Manhattan, and I'm happy about that. So, and it's still New York. You don't have to be at the best schools, flying high, dancing around. Yeah, of course I will. And Berkeley turned me down too. Right? Because I was gonna, but I said it's okay. But what I did, I'll tell you another story. You ever knew I was a banker on Wall Street, 23 Wall Street? I worked for Morgan Guarantee for 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Did that. I started in the mailroom, moved to money transfer, commercial paper. In 3 years, high school dropout, got my fucking diploma at Lehman College, in night school, Lehman College, went to night school, Roosevelt. I went to the whole game, but I got my GED at Lehman College and graduated. First time test, you get 2 chances. And I had to go to final test was this the school, 23rd Street, across the street from the drum school, McDonald's, 24th Street, 6th Avenue in this school. You look at the bucket, see a big fucking high school.
Yeah.
Buried in bucks. And I passed my GET test 1 time.
Wow.
We give it 2 times. And people say I'm not smart enough. I'm smart enough. Got my G1, and then I took it home to my parents, because my parents said you can't live in this house without a piece of paper. Okay, some real Bronx black shit. Yeah, that's what it was, a piece of paper. So what are you gonna do? Well, I'm gonna get a job. And then a week later, I had a job at a dry cleaning company on Bartow Avenue, Corp City. I mean, I was supported by people who believed in me, and I believe, and most important, I believed in myself,
Yeah.
So you got that, I got a twin brother, top cop, I got a little brother, I got sister, but always had, and I got my crew, and I knew I had to get out of New York City. I love New York, and always come back to New York. But I've been, I can say, I had nothing but support my whole career.
Wow.
I can speak up for myself. I'm a big dude. I can big mouth. I can drink, I can smoke, but when I see wrongness, I'm Gman from Gotham City. I tell my friends in Germany, I say, I'm a superhero. I'm from Gotham City, I'm from New York City. I'm Gman, the God of Thunder. Be G, Bronx. You see Superman, you see Spider-Man, you see all the superheroes, all that's just based in fucking New York, upstate, Westchester, so we know what's going on. And they believe it because it's true.
Absolutely.
We're superheroes. And I'm a god of thunder. And I learned my lesson. I learned, like Superman did, like Spider-Man did. You get your ass kicked around town sometime. But you get the fuck up. G-Man, you got it?
That's right.
And nobody knows nothing. Anyways, keep going. Any more questions?
So the final question that I'm going to throw at you, again, it's something that you've already kind of answered in a few ways, but and then if you have more to add, I know there's so much more that we could talk about, but just to hit you with the final question for now, what does the Bronx mean to you?
No. Bronx means everything to me. It's all I am. It's who nurtured me, who's fed me, who taught me the game. Let me tell you about the Bronx. Like I said, the only piece of the 5 boroughs connected to the U.S. mainland. But when I had to get on that train, on the 6 train, Pelham Bay, or the 5 or the 2 train down in Manhattan, into this beast, the belly of the beast of New York fucking city. I don't think people realize that they had come to New York and fly in, fly out, but we lived there. So for me, I could tell you I was a kid. I would hop trains on my lunch hour just to ride the 149 and come back till I came brave enough. And let me tell you, to ride the train when I moved to Corp City, to find myself express, but especially the train, hopping trains. You know how many trains I hopped in the Bronx?
Uh-huh.
Turnstiles I've jumped, you know, but New York City as a kid from the Bronx was pulling me in. And after I finished everything in Corp City with Smokescreen and my crew in the hood, and I was free to be. And on my balcony on the 14th floor in Corp City, I can see the Manhattan skyline every
Uh-huh.
day. And that was my mission. And I would set my drummers on my balcony and play drums, look at New York City, hoping I'd be one of the greats.
Yes.
I remember one day Rush was in town at a Fort Clean View. I was a big Rush fan. I finished 2112. I finished Hemispheres. I finished moving pictures. Let me tell you something about me. I know the whole Rush catalog. Point to point. Let's go back at Megadeth, Metallica. I don't know songs. I know catalogs.
Sure. Wow.
I know I have the whole Cro-Mags catalog here, which pisses Harley off from Issachar to 2020, as you like. Thank you. And now I'm Exploited. So Exploited has all my resources
Absolutely.
at their dispense. And this is what pisses that guy off. And Waddy's a smart guy.
Yeah.
But I would say the Bronx means everything to me, made me the man it was. I remember Hunts Point. I mean, my people, Hunts Point, that's a story we talk about later. With the Bronx, Corp City, Gun Hill Road, Mott Haven, Cortona, the Morrisania Hospital.
Uh-huh.
Bronx is everything to me. It's one of the most beautiful boroughs, I would say, out of all the 5 boroughs. You know, and we're up north. You know,
Absolutely.
I remember when 9/11 happened. I was living on Avenue B. Talked to my mother and locked down Manhattan. I couldn't escape Manhattan.
Yeah.
But if I was in the Bronx,
Yeah.
back to California, get the fuck out. So to the Bronx is everything to me. It made me who I am, the drummer I am, the man I am. And I was this hat to wear. Yankees.
That's right. That's right.
Judge, it's okay. We got enough championships. We'll make it. Shit happens. People make, so what? I went from New York. And this is the most famous cap in the world from the Bronx. Okay?
That's
New
right.
York, BX, X. And then keeping it real out here for all of us, Garry, Living Cup Sandwich, and the whole Bronx movement. And I want to thank you and thank all you guys for having me, inviting me. Means a lot. Means this little kid from the Bronx, born in Morrisania, Bronxwood Avenue, Corp City, 605 dude. It's so relevant.
That's
Thank
right.
you.
That's
Living
right.
in Hamburg City, dual citizen now. That's what real Bronx dudes do. All right. So thank you, sir. But we can keep going. Any more questions? I just want to say what the Bronx makes me. Bronx is everything. So I am.
I think this is good for now, but
Good.
you know, I think it's worth you know, doing more of this
Okay. No problem.
you know,
No problem.
especially after the next after you get on the after you record the next Exploited album and all too, because hey, your career is ongoing and like you said, it's you know,
Okay. You know what? You know what? how can I say this? I know what I've done, but I'm moving so fast I can't digest. And you said some beautiful words. So tell me about your Bronx brother, Mr. Sullivan. What do you see? What make a quick? I'm doing good. I know I'm doing good, but what do you see in me? What especially to this next chapter of, Bronx Rumble.
Yeah. Well, let me just stop the recording real quick.